What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Locker Room Sports Talks. Glad you guys came by to hang out with us. Show number 254. We're live and proud and in the house. Co-host with the most, Diamond Dean. What's going on
How you
today?
doing, man?
Man, I'm just,
Oh, I'm doing good. Good. How you?
man, I tell you what.
I forgot I had to talk into the mic.
What a wild weekend we had in high school football. Had a lot of good matchups. We're going to talk about that first here for a little while. And we will also, was able, and are there any important games on this weekend? I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know if it's time. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet.
Hang around, and we're going to give our player of the week also. And let's drop off the bat here with our sponsors here. Mobley Concrete Construction. Give Jerry a call, get free estimates, find their jobs on Facebook. He posts them over there and give pictures of what a good job they do. 903-343-8581 for all your concrete needs. Also, find these people on Facebook. Great people over here, JR and April McKenzie at CherokeeEyeClinic.net. Find them there, and also on Facebook, 927-4030. Give them a call today and get your eyes checked because it's just getting that time of year and it's about time to do all that stuff.
It's time for stats right now. Let me see.
Well, let's see. As you can see across the bottom of your screen here, we're rolling on by. Cherokee County Warriors make a business trip down to Birmingham to play 6A Shades Valley, take care of business 20-6 in a kind of misty, rainy sort of game. It kind of rained and misted a little bit out, kind of around all over the state. Slick surface.
It did everywhere.
It was just kind of slick everywhere. Sandrock travels up the mountain also. Collinsville takes care of business 51-0 over there. Gainesville drives way on over to Verbena, Dean, and 36-24. The Fighting Naps put up a good fight.
They did. Had a lot of yards. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
And Spring Garden Panthers, Coach Ragsdale Bunch traveled to Cedar Bluff. And business as usual. Shout out over there, 54-0. You was at that game. Tell us about a little bit of what, I guess it was just.
It was mostly, well, and of course, Barbara threw the passes, but it was Connor and John.
Connor and John. I think Sadler had a few carries.
Now, I'm thinking of the names I called the most. As far as running the ball was Connor and John and Ruark, Tanner.
Yeah.
Made a lot of tackles. A guy named Zane Adams made a lot of tackles. Will Simpson, John Welsh had Jacob
Mm-hmm.
had about 3 sacks.
Wow.
John had a couple. As far as yards go, Connor and John had most of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Noah threw for over 100. So they had a good night. I mean, they probably had close to 400. And they're just dominant right now. You know, while we figure it up, they're averaging 40 points a game and giving up 7.
And while we're on them, we'll talk about this too. Points for and against, you can go through your state AHSA, and it gives stats. And I love looking at some of that stuff. They're ranked 22 right now overall for defense on the list there for 1A. Spring Garden has given up 53 this year. That's all they've given up.
Wow.
And they are also ranked 10 on offense by averaging 34 points a game.
Wow.
So
say it went up probably.
If you're only giving up 53 a game, I mean, if you give up 53 all year and you're scoring about 34 a game, we've played 6 games, so 6 into 53 is about 8 and a half.
You're averaging 30.
So you're winning by about 4 touchdowns.
They're winning
a game.
by 4 touchdowns a game. Maybe close to 5.
Yeah.
A game.
Yeah.
That's their closest game's been 19.
Yeah. So that's our Cedar Bluff Spring Garden game. Dean, tell us about Gainesville and Verbena. I wanted to hear about Knapp. Well,
it was 18-14 at the half. Gainesville looked pretty good. It said fourth quarter. It ended up 36-24. Verbena held on, but I talked to Knapp. He said they had 422 yards of offense.
That's a lot. That's good.
338 rushing, 84 passing. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yes.
They dropped to 2 and 3, but I think their combined records of the 3 teams that's beat them are like 15 and 2. So or 13-2, something like that. So they've been beat by some good teams. They can move the ball. Alex Beatty, 229 yards, all 4 touchdowns.
Wow. Jeff had a question here. Yes, Gunnersville did take care. Scottsboro played Clay Central.
Scottsboro, yes, they got beat 35-21.
Yes, and Gunnersville won.
Gunnersville did. I didn't see if Gunnersville won. I know Arab beat.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Arab beat somebody 20-0.
Let's see. I don't maybe.
But yeah, I was kind of. Well, no, I was not shocked by Central Clay beating Scottsboro.
No,
Central Clay's been. That's the closest game they've had.
They had the Massey had them picked. Gunnersville beat Grisham. Oh no, they play them this week. I'm sorry. Last game was their Arab game. They were off this week. Gunnersville was off.
And you know Gunnersville and Central Clay, or Clay Central, whatever it's called, will more than likely meet up 3rd, 4th round.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a
Zach, Hot Wheels, what's going on, Big Daddy? Yes, so that's excited about some of that. Sandrock, they go to fight though. Fighting Helms is Coach Willingham. Alec and the guys put up the fight that they could. Tried to move the ball down the field a little bit, and they're fast. Collins has got a fast team.
Oh, they do.
They play fast, and they got this group. What everybody don't know. I know they're younger, but they've played everything together since they were like 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yes, they there's the chemistry's there.
Yeah, Jeremiah, which is our preacher Mark's nephews.
They've already got that part locked up. We were talking about Florida State not being very good, and we think it's because of the chemistry.
Yeah.
And but Collinsville doesn't have that problem.
No, they I mean, those boys probably go hang out and eat together, fishing together, baseball. They're really good at baseball. So Collinsville's going to be good. Have another good baseball team this year.
And then and this is a lot of them, especially Lang and McAteer. It's their 3rd year on the football field together.
Yeah.
Starting.
Yeah, and they got another year.
Yeah. 2 more.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Mr. Cosby, if you're watching the next time I talk to a young chief, they've at least got 1 more.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I don't think they're juniors.
I think they're just sophomores.
I'm pretty sure they are because I was talking about there was a big freshman class last year. So,
so.
We'll have some updates for next week and where everybody's going to play next week, and we'll talk about some of those games.
Quintavious Rogers.
Yeah.
Is his nickname Milt or Milk?
It's Milk, like drink.
Okay, somebody's trying to tell me no, it's Milt.
I hadn't heard that.
Okay, so somebody correct me. If I've been calling him Milk, I called him Milk over the PA. Somebody's like, it's Milt. It's not Milk.
Okay, well, that's a new one to me too.
And then somebody else said, no, they're wrong. It's Milk.
Well, from the story, I think from the story I know from when he was around was, I could text his daddy right now. Actually, I call him.
Yeah.
I got Q's number. I think it's because he drank a lot of chocolate. I remember when he was little. I've known him since he was really, really little because he hung around when we was all playing Pee Wee. He was very small. He's a lot behind. He's a couple of years behind Marcus and all that. That group.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just remembered. I'm sorry. Forget I brought that up. Coach Beckett told me he called him Milt and thought it was Milt for a long time. And somebody said, it's Milk.
No, it's because he drank chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
When he was
little. So it is Milk.
Yeah, because he just drank a lot of chocolate milk. That was his thing. So they and we'll talk about the guys next week. Cherokee County.
Wow.
Takes a road trip and rattles on down the road. And am I surprised by the win? No.
No, I wasn't either.
6A beating a 6A school on the road. That's the reason that's why Coach Kelly, that's why he schedules those games.
And Shades Valley's pretty good too, right?
Well,
they're 6A.
Yeah. Well, look, man, they're in the region with Oxford.
Yeah.
And I think they're 3rd in that region.
Right. So
and they played Oxford a pretty good half. And Oxford's probably a pretty good run on playoff team.
Oxford's top 10 in 6A.
Yeah.
I thought it was smart to schedule that too.
Yeah,
them and Arab.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it gets the boys in the bus,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get them ready to travel, get them ready to play some bigger teams.
Right.
He's trying to go get the blue map.
Right. Well, I mean, even if they go 4 and 6, that's a 6A school.
Yeah.
They're playing 6A programs except for 3 weeks, and they may be playing them those weeks, but they played down. I mean, they played down 2 classifications and lost. Anytime you can beat somebody that's 2 classes bigger than you.
Yeah, well, I know. Yeah.
And Shades Valley doesn't have a bunch of, I mean, it's not a bad program at
No,
all.
they're not just slumping around out there.
No.
Because I watched them play Oxford, and like I said a week or two ago, they got athletes on the edge. They got large guys that play in the middle.
Yeah.
And they can push the ball down the field.
I think it's a good quality win. Good quality
Keyshawn
win.
Thomas had like a punt blocking recovery. I think they fumbled, and he recovered a fumble. So he had a big important role of the game.
Right. Yeah.
Tay run the ball several times.
Yeah, had 120.
120 on that. Tristan filled in. Keyshawn Woods had a little injury of some sort. So Tristan comes in, fills in, rushes for nearly 100.
Nearly 100. Keyshawn still had close to 50.
Yeah.
But that's good when you can just roll another one in.
Oh, yeah. And there's others too.
Oh, yeah.
There's more than those.
Tristan's just the next one up.
Yeah.
And he filled in. I mean, a lot of people knows Tristan could probably be that every down back.
Yeah.
But, you got 3 guys there that are good backs. It's hard to get the ball to 3 guys.
Yeah. If he went anywhere, I think if he went around anywhere else, he'd probably be their guy.
Yeah. Which he is the guy on defense.
I had 15 tackles.
Yeah.
15 tackles and almost 100 yards and a touchdown.
I got him with 66. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
66 on the year.
Yeah, he's on track to knock 150.
Yes. That's what exactly. He's on, I think, right at it.
Yes.
150, 160.
We'll talk about who everybody's playing next week. We'll mention that, run through that, give our thoughts on that. But you got scores on the ball on the screen there. And then we'll give our player of the week. And then we'll move to some games that we like. This coming up week, matchups 1 through 5. I got a 5A game or 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You talking about this past week?
No, ones that are coming up.
Oh, okay.
Cherokee County, it's region play time. It's time to buckle down. It's time to get after it. They will be playing the Anniston Bulldogs, which Center has kind of owned that rivalry as of late.
They have.
I look forward to being. I will be at that game, and after the way Pleasant Grove handled Anniston, I'm very curious to see how Cherokee County does the same.
Now, Pleasant Grove, I mean, which most people know this, and Matt knows it too. Very good.
Oh yeah,
very good program.
Yeah,
I'm looking at some games I like.
They're gonna get theirs. Traveling this week, the Fighting Napsters up here will be at Ider. Taylor Dalton, our number 1 fan. Type in Bum Pickens on your podcast, and his podcast will come up. And he does Bum Pickens, and he does it once a week for sure, and sometimes twice a week. And I'm gonna listen to it probably tonight or something and see what his thoughts on
guy.
Oh God, yeah. I want to hear his thoughts on the Fife and Coosa game. Also traveling, Cedar Bluff will be at Pleasant Valley.
Region game.
Yes, Dean will. He's still going to be in the box, though. He's going to go up there about 7 Friday night.
Yeah, they're going to
practice.
I'm going to start calling for whoever they play. Too.
Yes, call it out on the PA. You can come to the stadium and sit at Cedar Bluff, and he'll call out the score and the play just like he was there. No, we're kidding. Don't show up over there.
No, they run me off. Who are you?
Idiot.
We don't care. Matt Shaw.
Clown show. The boys know what they're talking about. Saying Bama just won by luck. Idiots. What do you know? Can't just be lucky just to catch a ball. It takes skill.
Well, you give up a 28-point lead and you end up winning.
That's luck.
It's got to be some luck play in. But we'll get into that.
I'm a big looker. I'm a macro, and some of you Alabama fans, and I forgot his name because it's not that important. I'll call his name out. Y'all are micro scoping. Of course, I know it takes skill to catch a ball.
Yeah.
I'm way older than you, done way more stuff than you in any sports-related activities at all. I don't know if you could jump rope in gym class. So when you call people out on Facebook, just just be careful, what you say to somebody, because
Yeah,
obviously he
I
does
know.
know me, so he does know that I know better. And it's just best just to move on when you try to call people out. Because when you bark at me, I'll do bark back, and I can be super nice about it. I don't have to be mean or rude. But yes, Bama was lucky to get out of there alive.
Yeah, I mean,
And people don't want to.
we'll get into that in a minute.
They don't want to play each other again. I promise you right
I
now,
wouldn't
man.
wanna- I mean,
Whew.
hey, I mean,
Don't play
even
each other
though
again.
Alabama went on a 33-7 or 30-7 run, Georgia come back and went on a 27-3 run.
Yeah, they quit getting after the quarterback.
27-3 is worse than 30-7.
Yeah, they quit getting after the quarterback.
And I mean, they learned, I'm sure.
So Gales was at Ider, Cedar Bluffs at Pleasant Valley, Center host Anniston, and Sandrock and Spring Garden will host. They will be at home also, along with Cherokee County here in town. So I have 3 county teams in town. Spring Garden will host Appalachian, which will be an interesting game. I've heard a little about Appalachian. I've tried to ask around.
I've heard they're not bad. They're not bad.
One story that they're pretty good. Like they got a few good players.
They do. I heard the same thing you did.
And then somebody else told me that no, they're really good. They got a good team. It's just the teams they've played there's been some tough opponents for them. So I've heard 2 different stories. So,
well, they did have to play Locust Fork.
Yeah.
So
and they played them good. They had played them a good game for a while.
Yeah, they did. Very good. Now their quarterback was out, but he's not all they've got at Locust.
Yeah, they got 2 other guys too. So Spring Garden will be hosting Appalachian. I think it's a very interesting game. And
I think it's very interesting.
The Fighting Heath, Sandrock, they're going to host Pisgah, which will be the number 1 team in the region.
Beat Randolph 30-0.
That beat Fife earlier in the year.
Beat Fife.
So
they beat a 4A Randolph.
Yeah.
Who Cherokee County beat in the 3rd round a couple years ago? 2nd or 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
They call it Randolph School. The Randolph.
It's not
School.
Randolph County.
No,
it's different.
But you'd probably rather play Randolph than Randolph County right now.
I don't know. No, Randolph County's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, you'd rather. Yeah,
they look pretty good right now. All right, score on the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs are up. Podcast listeners, 17-10 over the Chargers.
Lose, I swear.
Patrick Mahomes, 19 for 29, 245 yards. Herbert, 15 for 27, 179. And we've seen something about
has Mahomes panned out? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not. McConkey, 5 receptions for 67 and a touchdown, and Travis Kelce, 7 catches for 90 yards. So you got a close ball game here.
Has Kelce ever done much?
Nah, he just got a popular girlfriend. So that's kind of
a popular girlfriend.
That's scores and stats and rumors and around here in the county and where they'll be at next week. So y'all go out and support your local teams. And this time is the most favorite part of the show that everybody looks forward to, our player of the week. And then we'll get into some games heading out for next week and the high school stats. And I got some other stats too for some schools.
Yeah, we got some good ones. A player of the week.
Yes, player of the week, Dean. Who's the big diamond player?
All right. Well, he filled in well, rushed for close to 100 yards, dominated on defense. And for the first time, Mr. Tristan Brown, All-Stater from Cherokee County, is the Locker Room Sports Big Diamond Player of the Week.
Yep. Congrats, Tristan. Hey, look, he's a dude. He's a warrior at heart. He loves playing with his buddies, and I'm sure he'll be excited about that. Just fill in where you can get in and go out there and have fun and just knock heads. And that's what he likes to do. Just play football. And
he's pretty good at it. And
hurt people. Just go out there and tackle and drop the bomb on somebody.
Yeah. He's coming in with he's close to over 400 tackles in his career.
Yeah.
Which is probably close to he's getting on up there with the Caleb Cranes and the Riley Russell career tackles.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Where's he at on all that?
Well, I know Caleb Crane was in between 450 and 500, I think. So, and Tristan's over 400. I don't know what Brad Russell's boy was. He had a lot. I think he was between 400 and 500. So let's just say that Tristan's going to be one of the top 5 tacklers of all time over there, I would say.
Congrats, Tristan.
I know Caleb had over 400 in 3 years.
Yeah, he's I see him at breakfast a little bit sometimes in the mornings, and it's you can tell those old guys, when they talk about playing the game, and those guys really. I mean, that was the team you were. You're part of the coach in that team, and that group, they really loved football.
Yeah, they were good at it too. I was lucky to be a small part of that, but still, just to be around them and see. I think there was they worked hard. I mean, they knew there was a time there when they knew, we're probably not going to get beat Friday night, but especially in the regular season, not so much in the playoffs. But, in the regular season, they're like,
I'm sharing this picture, by the way. That's what I'm doing on my phone here, putting the picture.
Somebody's going to have to be pretty good if they're going to take us down. But I didn't think they were arrogant. I didn't think they were an arrogant group of kids.
Just knowing them, not really.
I never did think
they really had
during that or anything. I didn't think
they really had a love for the game.
Yeah,
and we're comparing that to Tristan.
Right.
Well, center. I mean, as a team, they like what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, Tay, that whole group, Landon, and all them, and
they're not dreading
Frampton. Those guys love to come work out. Caleb, and they got some young guys, the Mosley boys coming on in, and
yeah,
those older guys have been good impressions on those guys. Mm-hmm. And Griffin, new quarterback coming in. So congratulations, Tristan, Big Diamond Player of the Week.
Yeah, I'm proud for him. And the reason, usually, and y'all know it, I mean, you're not stupid. Usually who gets this is somebody that puts up a lot of yards, and that's with most players of the week. I know it's a lot of people have gone to this. They're given a skill of the week and the lineman of the week. Yeah. But I'm telling you, a lot of people, Matt can back me up on this, they don't do stats for linemen.
No, see, we don't get those.
We don't. I mean, how many knockdowns? We don't know how many knockdowns.
Well, usually, and the reason is why, and we'll move on to this.
It's not an official stat.
Well, pancakes are not official. No. One. Tackles are, but usually, I just got lucky and found out for Tristan.
Yeah.
Coaches are doing them now.
Yeah.
Sunday nights when they do film.
Yeah.
And they start breaking down film, they'll start counting for tackles. That's usually, is that when y'all done it? Like when you was at Cedar Bluff?
Yeah, that Sunday, and Jonathan would do it.
Yeah. So that's why we don't really have, we don't have.
It's not stats a glaring statistic. You got to go, well, okay, you even take Alabama and Georgia. Their tackles wasn't official to today.
Yeah.
They wasn't official. You couldn't found them last night. Mm-hmm. It's up to the coach.
Yeah, and schools, not all schools share stuff. Like some of our stuff I had to find on that Max Preps.
Yeah.
And some schools like Goshen, for example, I couldn't get crap for Goshen.
No.
Nothing, not even a coach's name.
And
I had to go to a newspaper to find out who they hired as coach.
And in Fife's run, which has gone on for, 11 years, I haven't seen the stat until they played in the state championship game. And I mean, it's like pulling teeth, and that's fine. I mean, a lot of teams don't put out their numbers.
Now, what is the talking about other? Well, I'm sorry. That's his here. Coosa and Fife game. I'll just tell you, I was there at the game. Got invited to come down and hung out with Coach Short and got to hang around with him. I just love Coach Short.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I got to holler at Bo for a little bit, and he's busy, man. He's running around doing about 4 things at one time.
Oh yeah, always.
He's busy. Started off, Coosa had about the first 3 snaps of the ball, nervous, jumping off sides, moving around. And as the day went on, kind of just stalemated there for a little bit. And you got some stats for it. Kind of stalemated there for a little while. And after the nerves kind of wore off from everybody, Coosa's going to punt the ball. Ball goes over the head of the punter into the end zone. Punter runs back, kicks it out of the end zone. Fife gets 2. Little did I know, I've never seen Fife lose. Never.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not they're going to come on here.
I've seen them once.
I'm not going. So you go ahead and because B Man is Mr. Fife guy, Fife radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Know those guys. Coach Benefield talked to him and got to know him a little bit. I'm never going to disrespect. That would just be stupid.
Yeah.
But what the man's done to the game and the lives that he's helped change along his coaching career, the man's won over 350 games.
Yeah.
So I want to say that first.
Mm-hmm.
This is not trust me. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to give Fife down the road.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, ball goes over his head, kicks the ball back to the end zone. Little did I know that'd be the only points Fife scored all night. Kusa threw the ball around a little bit. Probably had about 10, 12 passes or so.
Justice still their
They were small, short little routes.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really big down the field. He may have thrown it a time or two deep, but really just stuff to, if it's 3rd and 6, they're just hitting the guy for 8 yards.
Mm-hmm. Good
game plan. Larry did a good job. And running the ball, and the Jalen Terry,
right.
He's physical back. He gets around the edges. He's faster in person than you think he is in pads.
Yeah.
And he's a little bigger than you think he is too.
Mm-hmm.
He's not much shorter than me.
Has he been playing all years? Was he
no,
hurt?
He was hurt. I think he had a knee or something he had to have done. So later in the game, Logan played a little bit, and nobody could say, well, if we would have, well, you can say that, and that's fine. And you that have kids up there that play at the schools, I've been a parent of a player, and trust me, I know, about taking up for your kids. And even though I don't know each and every kid singly, I'm for kids.
Yeah.
You can ask Todd my background, what I've done through the church, through the youth, for the school. That's why we kind of started doing this.
Right.
Because I wanted more coverage for our kids. I think we have a great county. And Kusa just won the line of scrimmage mostly.
Right.
And Logan played some, and he had some yards. And defensively, you can share.
Well, defensively, and you're never going to. I've never seen a stat like this, and it hats off to Kusa. I mean, they must have some really
Teddy Coach Whitmire,
fantastic players,
which played for Paul at 5. Coach Benefield, I'm sorry,
they held 5 to 38 yards.
I thought, well, maybe he missed a 1. Like it's 138. That's hard to believe too.
Yeah,
they threw the ball 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was 3 picks, right?
Yes. 38 rushing. Obviously, the lowest total that in Benefield's tenure.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time Fife got held under 100 yards was against Piedmont, and they won.
Yeah, we were there. I got soaking wet.
I mean, it was a rain game, and that was a lot of the reason for it. And it was raining the other night, but I mean, Kusa Christian must have some team. I mean, must be very fast on defense. And they've not give up much this year, have they?
Who?
Kusa.
Their starters, according to the website, starters have not been scored on except for that too.
Well, see, it was only
besides Pierce County. That's a bad statement.
Which is the 2A defending champion.
Yeah, in Georgia.
Their
other team has give up 14.
They only gave up 4 a game last year. 4 a game.
So special teams, I think Kylan Johnson.
Yeah, Kylan.
I think he had a punt or 2 return for a couple of yards. He runs the ball too.
He's going to be special.
But he is, yeah. He was like a national Olympics long jumper when he was like 12.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to his.
And he was small
career.
Small. He was young. Coming now, he's growing. He's getting bigger and stronger. He's been there since he was really young school, probably 4th grade or so.
I'll say they still got Modes and Cleat. And linebacker, right?
Hey, shout out to Cleat, man. I tell you, bro, he shot the gap a few times, and he nearly met Logan one time when he handed the ball to him.
Wow.
You just don't see that.
No.
Now, does it help that Teddy played there and he coached alongside Coach Benefield and he played? He knows their playbook. Does it help?
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
But everybody knows what Fife's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. it's just hard to prepare for because nobody else plays that way. So you have to break down film for that opponent, and then you got to get all out of that, and then go play the next game.
Right.
Coosa's got Cleveland next, and Cleveland's not going to run the ball like that.
No. I'm going to go on and predict Coosa to go very, very deep.
Well, most people's picking them to probably win to a North.
Right.
They'll have to play Pisgah.
Yes, I think
2A.
All right.
They'll have to play Pisgah.
I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Pisgah, but I just don't see
their defense is just so locked down.
And their offense is not bad.
No.
But it don't have to be good.
No, it's like Alabama 2009, 10, 11,
Give me
12,
2
13.
touchdowns a game, you'll be fine.
That 2010, 12, 14 Bama teams. Yeah, give me 20 a game and we're good.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think they'll win it. I'll just go on. No, Mark, I'm not putting no pressure on you, but I think they'll win the state championship.
Well, you get down there and you taste it. And talking to Coach Kelly when they went down, and you know, he said that second time down, he knew more about a better idea of, you know, where to stay and what time to leave, and maybe you shouldn't have went on into town. Maybe you should have, because last year, so they stayed out. They went to Hoover and worked out, and you know, so you know, and like he said, the first year, it was come here, come over there. Got the pictures. Hey, coach, we need you. And he wants to be with his guys.
Right.
Coach Kelly's a player coach. He don't care about the pictures and the media. He wants to brag on his kids. He wants to hang around them. And he said they'd take me away from them, and I had to go do this and had to do something Super 7 interview. Got HSAA radio. You know, 10 minutes. But when you go now that they've been before, well, Coosa's been before now, so now they kind of understand what's going on.
Right, exactly.
And this year will be at UAB, which I'm
thank God,
very glad about because it's cleaner, it's nicer. No knock against Alabama or Auburn, but
yeah,
it's just so far to drive. Alabama's on the west side of the state, and Auburn is in the south. That's not an advantage north.
No, and Auburn, you know, there's not a straight interstate into it.
You have to drive down roads like these tree stands.
And I'm not knocking Auburn off, but it's the only university I've ever seen in my life where you don't go to by the interstate.
I don't know of any other.
There's not.
I swear there's like a deer blind when you go by going. It's just so we're glad about that. And that's some stats and stuff from games that we were at and stuff from around the area. And
I was just going over some other scores I thought was interesting. We don't know nothing about it, Matt, but just Randolph County beat Ranburne 41-0.
Yep.
Valley Head beat North St. Mountain 20-7. Pisgah 29-0. Reeltown beat Dadeville. Thought that Raglan's playing good ball right now. They won 35-0. And Sweetwater beat Georgiana 57-34. Sweetwater's got a pretty good team.
Yeah, they've always. They're going to be around.
Yeah.
They're always going to be around. Now, this week coming up.
Yeah, I got some too. Go ahead.
Leroy at Marengo and Elba at red level.
Elba at red level?
Yeah.
Elba's playing really good. I wonder how many yards.
I hadn't seen.
I don't know how many. Chattooga lost the other night, but they scored 28 points, and I've not found out how many yards Cook had, but I'm sure he had 200. So he's going to be close to 1,500.
The last time Leroy Marengo played was in '91. Leroy won 35-0.
Leroy's got a good program.
Yeah, and Elba and red level, they won. Elba beat them 56-14 last time.
56-14. The one some I'm interested in. Well, this is all classes. I like this Lynette Reeltown.
Well, it's two very prominent.
Yeah.
Programs. It is very prominent programs.
Both having good years. And I like this Bayside Academy at Hillcrest. Neither one of them's lost. They both lost one game. Hillcrest Evergreen. What do you think about that one?
Who?
Hillcrest Evergreen and Bayside, both with one loss.
Well, I know Bayside's always got some guys.
Yeah, they're good. Hoax Bluff, undefeated, 3-2 Alexandria.
Yeah.
That could be a good one. Hoax Bluff's playing fantastic right now.
Yeah, took care of business with Glencoe and
Ohatchee Westbrook. be a good. I think that's obviously a region battle.
Yes.
And the last one, kind of local, Fort Payne and Buckhorn, both of them 3-2. Should be a good game.
Piedmont has Locust Fork coming in.
Is that this week? I did not see that. I mean, that'll be a good one.
I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, that'll be a shootout.
Let me make sure because I knew it's this week, but I don't know. No, didn't they just have a week off?
Locust Fork just had a week off.
Yeah.
Now Piedmont played one big against. Gosh, I don't even know who Piedmont played.
Corner.
The old corner.
58-16, and the 4th. That's this weekend. Yeah,
58-6.
Piedmont Bulldogs will host a big scoring offense for Locust Fork. Dino Embry.
Oh yeah, big scoring offense.
He's like I think he's 3 in the state now. I think Alvin went back to 1, and then there's another guy slipped in there at 2.
So both of them are undefeated.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's obviously the matchup of the week.
Yeah, for sure. Goshen and Barber County. Last time Goshen won that one 41-0 last year. Laverne hosts Calhoun. They won that one last year also. Highland Home was going to host Isabella.
That'll be a good one. I had Isabella beat Billingsley 42-28.
It's 15-1 all-time record Highland Home over Isabella.
I wouldn't show that to my kids before we played them.
And last year, you mentioned Reeltown.
Yes.
They beat Lynette 50-7 last year.
Now, Reeltown was good, but I'll give it to JB. Apparently, Reeltown's real good again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 3A T.R. Miller at Cottage Hill Christian. They're 10-0 all-time. T.R. Miller is now.
T.R. Miller's looking pretty good, aren't they?
What was this? I seen something on here. We hit the Peanut Gallery. Eastern. Yes, thank you, Ben. Good to see you. Eastern Lawrence plays West Morgan. Okay. Coach Short, what are you doing, yo, rascal?
West Morgan still undefeated.
Good seeing you this Friday night. Good to see you too, Coach. Always good to be around you. Ben, give us some scores. You're going to be at this East Lawrence game, West Morgan. Please go on the page, and right there it is. You just hit the score.
Oh, Ben.
Just type in the score. Let's hear it for the Bowden. Take care of Booker T. Washington, 46-18.
Oh, yes.
No one expected that. I guess I kind of would. Georgia
kind of shocked me because Booker T don't play around with people much, and Bowden,
I think the score,
which is a 1A,
the score shocked me a little bit. I would assume Bowden they're good, man.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how many students. Bowden's probably got 500-600 students. I don't know what Booker T's got, but I'm not shocked that they beat him. I'm shocked that they beat him by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean I could went for 1 or 2.
I mean I would have believed 22-18, 42-18. That shocked me a little.
And was it Booker T that had the kid that got hurt
with the neck?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or was
it did hear?
Was it T.R. Miller?
Is he okay? Going to be okay?
Well, I read today that he had surgery and he's he's about himself, and right so far as right now, things are okay. So thank God for that. That's
really.
That's like twice.
I know.
I mean, this month.
I know. One poor young man died.
Oh, I didn't know one died.
At a Christian school down in South Alabama.
I didn't know about that. That's 3 then.
Yeah.
Because another one got hurt, and I don't think he had to have surgery. They were just checked him, and it was okay, and he wound up being okay.
I don't know. It's just a lot of bad stuff, And this is off the subject, but Brett Favre found out this week that
it's that T.R. Miller.
He had Parkinson's, and they said it was 110% from playing football.
Yeah, but there's just thousands and tens of thousands of other men that's never had any problems.
I know.
He had a lot more than he was. Coach Short says Locust Fork at Piedmont.
Wow.
It's our game of the week. High school football, Alabama. Type them in on YouTube. Go find them. Friday nights after the game. I sat up late and watched them as I got home late.
Chattooga plays for their pretty much what is considered the region championship Friday night.
Athens 5-0 at Muscle Shows 4-1.
Be a good one.
Mars Hill is off. I was really looking forward to see because they are rocking and rolling.
Oh yeah,
Coach Higgins has got them smoking right now. Fife will be at. Sylvania's at 5. So
Fife's got a chance to get back on track.
Yep. 41 wins for 5, 22 losses for 5 against Sylvania in that series. 41-20. Gordo is going to host Oakman, 13-1 all time in that series. Geraldine hosts Collinsville.
And Geraldine beat Boaz.
Yes, big, huge win. How many rushing? The team had
430.
439 on the ground against Boaz.
And lost their main players. I don't know.
Carlos.
I don't know what's going on.
Carlos Mann, shout out Carlos, which he's at
quarterback.
Shorter, playing at Shorter. So
yeah, getting to play.
Yeah.
So
the Fighting Willinghams will be traveling up to Geraldine Bulldogs. Play Coach Michael.
It'll be a good game.
I think that will be a good game because they're coming off a good win. Now I don't. Coach Nelson, shout out to Coach Little and the guys at Sylvania that we know very well. Justin, shout out to him, and they're winning some games, and
they're
new
doing
staff.
well.
They're getting used to. I like Justin. I think the kids had a good rapport with him.
They did.
I like to have kept him just personally as a fan of Cedar Bluff, as an alumni of Cedar Bluff. I like to have kept him over there. But who wants to be the team that has to play Fife after they just lost in a score game where they hadn't had a touchdown since like 2009?
I don't
want to be that team.
I don't understand what kind of players are playing for Coosa Christian if they can hold 5 to 38 yards.
That's got to. I know. I mean, we get God. That's just you just can't believe it. I thought it'd be like 138.
Well, that would be good.
Nothing.
I mean, that would be great by the defense.
I know. 238 wouldn't have been bad. Not against them, dude. We've seen them roll for 400 yards a game, 500.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
They couldn't break the ends. They're fast. They're just fast. I'm just telling you. That's just you don't have to think about it long and hard. Ask Coach Short. He's right there on the page. They're just fast. 4A ball day. Jackson is going to be at St. Michael. It was 42-21 last year. Pleasant Grove will host American Christian. They've never played before.
Pleasant Grove's good.
Booker T. Washington be at St. James. They're 0-2 against them all time. St. James beat Booker T.
St. James. That's the one
twice.
Beat Piedmont.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hoax Bluff, you said a bit Alexandria.
Yeah.
Hoax Bluff is 4-16 all time.
Now I think they'll be favored though. You know, they come out with a spread now. Massey does kind of.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Bluff will be favored in that. But Alexandria is playing better.
Absolutely.
Coach Bluff, and they know that. They can't go over there just thinking they got it, and they won't.
Look, we told you this summer. We seen what happened. Tree County played Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And people squawked a little bit, and I said, just hang on.
Yeah.
Alexandria's not even in our area. But again, I'm a fan of kids, and I'm not going down no kids. But I told you in the summer, you did too.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Ginn will figure it out.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Well, they're already 3-2. They were 1-9 last year. They're already 3-2 this year.
He's going to figure it out.
Yeah. So they're turnaround. You're
talking about atmosphere. You're talking about support of parents and community.
Right.
The Ginn family at Alexandria.
Yeah.
It's there. You have all the goods that you need. He's just sometimes you ride these waves like this as coaches where you have a smaller class go, and then sometimes you have a big class. And that's just what happened.
Right.
Just had a big class go. Let's see. Well, that was something about Fort Payne I was going to tell you. They're 8-2 all time versus Buckhorn.
Last year, matchup.
They beat them 23-14 last year.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup a lot of games.
Kansas City at Lee Huntsville, they're 4-0 against them.
Kansas City's playing well.
They beat them 41-0 last year. And Piedmont Lokesport, we mentioned that. They've never played.
Never?
No record.
That's odd. Never. Huh.
Never played.
If you notice something, Piedmont's just, as far as I can remember, I'm not saying, please don't come on here and say, you idiot. Yeah, they were. I don't ever remember Piedmont being anything but 3A at any time. I don't ever remember them being 4A. I don't ever remember them being 2. That's the only school that I've ever seen in my life. The whole life. Why is that? I mean, how's that possible? Especially with the child. I'm not calling Piedmont out on anything, but they've always been 3A.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you would thought they would move up because when you start winning, kids move in. After Steve won like 1 or 2, especially after 2 or 3, you think, well, kids will come in and they'll move up in rank.
And I'm not accusing them of anything.
No.
It's just pretty remarkable.
Yeah, they ain't never been 2A.
I don't ever remember. I'm stuttering here. That's I think it's just Lord telling me to shut up. I'm not accusing them of anything. That's just they're the only school that I've ever saw that hasn't.
I don't.
And please, Dwayne Rainey, if you're watching this, Coach Short, you know.
Yeah, tell us, please.
I don't ever remember them being anything else.
Yeah, Coach Short, if you're still on, I don't know. We don't know. We're asking a question. If you know, please share.
Yes, please share.
Yeah, we don't know. So, and we're saying that we're just surprised that they ain't never played Locust Fork.
Yeah, I mean, how's that possible? But it's possible because Piedmont's always been 3A. But Locust Fork's been 3. Locust Fork's been 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's.
Here's a team that we've talked about a good bit. Thomasville. Here's some points in far.
Gosh.
They've scored 243. Thomasville's only give up 18 points.
They're what? Now, what class are they? They're 3, right? They're drilling folks.
You always ask me that, and I never
I
know.
think it is. They went down. That's one of the reasons they're drilling folks.
I had looked it up last time, and I was like, I'm gonna remember this next time he asks, because I think they're God almighty. How did I get Thomasville, Georgia?
They're probably 2A. No, they're 3 or 4. That's where Charlie Ward played.
I think they're 2. No, they're 3. So Thomasville was 3A, Region 3. They are in the region with Hale County, South Side, not that South Side, the South Side of San Luis, Thorsby, Greensboro, Dallas County, Wilcox Central, and Sumter Central. That's the region.
They are absolutely mashing folks.
3A, Region 3.
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I think they're your favorite.
For 3A?
Yeah. I don't know how they couldn't be.
Well, they play Thorsby this weekend. Then they got Hale County, Dallas County, Greensboro, and then Clark County. And like I said, I mean, I'll look again. They're 5-0. I mean, it'll tell you right here at the top of the screen how many points for and against. No, I'm a liar. It don't. Usually it puts it right there at the top of the screen.
I'm going back to Piedmont for a minute. They may have been 4A when Bobby Joe Johnson was there. At center, not at Piedmont. Bobby Joe Johnson coached at Piedmont? No, Bobby Joe Johnson never coached at Piedmont. But they could have been 4A some then.
I don't know.
I just don't remember.
Y'all help us out.
But Coach Short will definitely know.
Wadley.
Still rolling.
Their winning average by 46. Spring Garden's winning average is by 34. Geraldine winning average by 32. They're number 17 on the list. And Pleasant Grove's number 20 on the list. They're winning by average of 30.
Wow.
4A poll right now, I just put down like 1, 2, and 3. Jackson, Pleasant Grove, Cherokee County. 3A, it looks like
it's a good one.
Piedmont was 4, 5 was 3 right now. T.R. Miller was 1. 2A was Pisgah, Highland Home, Tuscaloosa Academy, and Cottonwood. And then 5 is Coosa. And this is before this Friday night's games.
Yes.
This will all change. Coosa will probably move into 1 or 2.
I would think.
And 5 will probably be a 5 or 6. And 1A, Wadley, Leroy, Hackleburg, Maplesville, Elba, and at number 6, Spring Garden.
I think they may. Well,
this is before the game Friday.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Did anybody? No, nobody
lost.
Nobody
lost about it. And
they're not going to.
That's a great 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Those teams, listen to who I just said 1A. Wadley, which I just told you is winning by an average of nearly 50.
Mm-hmm.
Leroy, which is
great.
They just come down here and played down here at Gadsden last year. Hackleburg, good athletic program, school, whatever you want to call it. We've seen their baseball program. Cedar Bluff played them. Maplesville, Cedar Bluff played them. And
Maplesville got drilled the other night.
Then Elba, Alvin Henderson.
Well, now Maplesville did lose, so they will move up.
Okay.
Maplesville got beat 35-7, but they played Holtville, which is a bigger school.
So Spring Garden should be in the top 5 this week.
They will be.
So just you can go find it on the website.
And I guarantee you they can beat one of those teams. handily, and can probably play with all of them.
They could play with it. Well, and you just don't know. And it's hard to, and football is about matchups, and we're fixing to get into college stuff, but it's about matchups and how teams match up. That's just, I've seen Wilkes play. He is amazing. And I'm not sure because I just don't know. Y'all can please tell me if you want to. What's the defensive rank of teams that Wilkes is running through?
No, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I didn't. Spring Gardens only give up 53 this year. And I know who their region is, and you can say whatever you want to. And I don't know those kids down there, but I do know these kids up here.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them. I like to see the game. Okay, I'll just say that. I like to see them play.
Right. Well, Spring Garden beat Valley Head, and Valley Head's 5-1. So they made them 3 touchdowns.
And their offense is it's different now. They don't run the ball the same way. And Wilkes is 6'4", 210. He runs like a deer.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be, if they get to meet up, we're all speaking hypothetically here. If they was to meet up, he would probably be the best player Spring Garden would run into this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got offers. Like he's got 20 offers.
Oh, yeah. Penn State.
Yeah, so that's just some matchups. Again, Cherokee County will host Anniston. That's where we'll be at. And Gales will be at Ider. Sandrock will host Pisgah coming in over there. And Cedar Bluff will be at Pleasant Valley. And Spring Garden host Appalachian. So good luck to all the county and everybody go in and don't get nobody hurt. We don't right now, this part of time of the season, you don't want nobody hurt.
Matt, let me go over these stats.
Yeah.
Coach Weiss 990, Shannon Fagan will come out with these for everybody. Everybody that runs the ball all the way down the line. This is just the top guys. After 6 weeks, Mark. Alex Beatty, I keep saying Mark, 796 yards. Connor Bates, 754. Tay Diamond, 672. Keyshawn, 600. Throwing the ball, Barber, 650. Ashley, 500. Catching the ball, Welsh, 375. Frampton, 300. Tackles, Tristan Brown, 66. Tay Diamond, 55.
Yeah, congrats, guys, on getting out there and getting after it. And
that's just,
just the guys right here around
that's
close.
Just the local leaders. Now, like I said, Shannon will have everybody's stats, and those could be wrong, but that was just the leaders so far.
Short says Charlie Ward played at Central of Thomasville.
No, he didn't play at Thomasville High.
Central of I don't know what.
Okay. Yeah, I knew there were 2 schools there.
Bremen's quarterback is at rehab. Is in rehab at Piedmont Shepherd Clinic. He's slowly recovering. Good. And Anniston, Cherokee County is a huge game for this region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, definitely.
And you want to see speed and
it's
fast.
Been a good game. It was a good game 3 years ago. 21-20. Cherokee County beat them.
Yeah, they've won the rivalry as of late. Now, if you go back in the website to find all-time record, I think Anniston's still ahead.
Yeah,
I think they're ahead because. Yeah, if y'all don't know, it's okay, Golly, Anniston. But I mean, back in the day, man, they had some daggum.
Oh yeah, I remember
dudes.
Bobby Joe Johnson was our driver's ed teacher, and they beat Anniston in a spring game. And it's like, well, y'all beat them. He goes, we play them in the fall, but we won't beat them. I said, why is that? He goes, they didn't have everybody out there and only practice a couple of days. They'll kill us. They'll win the state championship. Guess what? They killed them. They won the state championship. Well,
everybody's not Bobby Joe Johnson. He's just a football genius. I mean, he could see stuff and he knew stuff.
He knew. He's like, nah, that's just a spring game. That's just a spring game. They was playing with not a fully stocked weapon.
And he knew it.
Oh, yeah. What in the world?
Oh. He knew it.
Yeah, he did.
And, and we'll move on that. It's one of my regrets of doing this show. I had him, man. I wanted to get him, and we got Knapp. And I would really because I just really like talking to Coach Welch. Dale, he's just so fun. He reminds me of my granddaddy.
Yeah, he's a good one.
And I miss my granddaddy. And I really like talking to him. Because these stories are going to be gone. And I had Coach Johnson lined up, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And I talked to Mark, and I was like, hey, I'll come to the house. I'll put the phone. I'll do 10 feet. I'll just set my phone down and let him talk. I wanted to get that stuff on record because it's going to be gone. And these guys like Coach Welch and Coach Knapp, and those stories are gone.
Oh, I know.
And who's going to tell them? I mean, we're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're the ones, Marcus don't know no stories about Coach Johnson or Coach Knapp. You know what I'm saying? That group.
He knew talent too.
Well, yeah.
Because I believe it was the spring of my junior year, which would have made Devlin a 8th grader.
Yeah, when he started.
So Bobby Joe just hung around and watched practice one day. Well, we get in the car the next day. He didn't watch it but 30 minutes. He had one question. Who's that Clifton boy? That's it. Devlin was not the only good player we had, but he was the most special. And Bobby Joe recognized that in 30 minutes, which somebody's out there saying, oh, my gosh, who couldn't have?
Yeah, but he's an 8th grader.
He was an 8th grader, guys. And Bobby Joe stays for practice for 30 minutes after he pulls the car in and drops some kids off. And he knew right then that's the most talented player out there. And he was.
Well, he was Jalen Milroe. I mean, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good.
I mean, he was Jalen Milroe.
He just didn't throw as good as Jalen. But
well, he didn't. Well, bowling wasn't. Yeah. It just wasn't the plan.
No.
Huh?
No, not much.
Jeff, they're not throwing a ball.
Yeah, they didn't throw it much.
Throwing a football. It's craziness. You didn't throw the ball in 1989, 90, 91, 92.
No, not much. Not at Cedar Bluff. I mean, some people did. Gaston.
Leachfield.
Yeah.
Emma Sampson.
They might. Yeah, I'm sure Emma Sampson.
I remember going
there. Freddie Wiggins.
Cherokee County played them one night, and I went down there I was talking to a lady girl down there.
Yeah.
She went to school at Center, and I went to the game, and I watched the game a little bit, and I remember it's like, man, that's not like Cedar Bluff.
No.
And it was so big down there. Emma Sampson, the seats and stuff was big, and I was like, golly, it's a big school.
Well, now, and Cole Peace is an all-time leading passer at Cedar Bluff, but let's be fair to Cole, and no disrespect to Cole, he didn't have to go too far to pass that record. He's all-time leading passer at Cedar Bluff, but when he took it over, he probably only had to throw for a couple of thousand to be the all-time.
Jamie's not?
No, Cole still is.
Cole's good.
Jamie's second.
But, I mean, Cole was good, though.
Yeah, and Levi Mintz is on up there.
Yeah.
But I don't even know who it was before Cole. What my point is Cedar Bluff didn't throw a lot.
Yeah, Jackson, Pleasant Grove are. You know those stories about young men, and we'll get out of here. We'll get on here and go to some college stuff that are playing for something different.
Uh-huh.
Some of these kids are playing to change their life.
Right.
They're in a bad situation.
Yes.
And they're trying to play change, and it's just different. It's different for some kids that have hard home environments.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to play to go to college to get paid.
To get out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. To get out of a bad situation. So again, congratulations to our Big Diamond Player of the Week again.
Tristan Brown.
Tristan, I know he'll be tickled pink. And shout out Ryan Wilson. Ryan does a Wilson Media.
He does a good job.
Oh yeah, he covers keeps up with the boys over there at Cherokee County. Does their video stuff, and I get these pictures from him. So if you want other pictures like that little black, I like the black and white one of Tristan there. I thought I'd use it.
The black and white one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very good. They're pretty good with those graphics.
Well, I like doing it, and so Tristan, congrats, and we'll take a 10 seconds. I'll go fill up our water bottles and go part my hair down the middle. And
He's got a lot of hair left. I don't.
We'll
He's got more than me.
We'll come right back and do some college football. And I think there was a few good games on, Dean. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it.
He don't like them close ones. He can't take it. You.
Shaw.
Who's them Shaw boys? What are they talking about?
I said somebody's name the other night, and I just noticed I said it. I'm so used to saying it like that. I was like, Shaw.
Who? Who you here to see? What are you talking about?
It's an inside joke between me, man.
No,
Well,
he
it's
ain't
pretty
talking.
fun. We've
It
had a
is
good
fun.
time with it.
Jeff Anderson wondering if Howard is healthy. He got hit in the half, left the game. He returned the third quarter, 38-10. Ohio State, got the Ducks next week.
Next week, not this
Not
coming
this week. No, that'll be their. We're going into like week, I don't know, 8. Ohio State still ain't played anybody.
And I can't believe I'm saying this again, and I'm telling it is not a good week.
I got like
According to
6 games.
6 games, I got 6 games, and they're all this well except for Iowa and Ohio State.
Well, Jackson Dart makes the trip to the Bluegrass State, and he takes a dump. Dean, tell us more about that.
Great defense. Let me see what my stats are. The play of the game, Matt, and everybody will agree with this. They're winning.
It and go in the end zone. He fumbled it too.
No, that wasn't even it either. 17-13. Ole Miss is winning. Kentucky's on the 20. 4th and 7, and Stoops goes for it.
Oh, yeah.
And Vandegrift throws a bomb,
Mm-hmm.
and he catches it and runs down to the 10. And then he fumbles at the 1, the quarterback for Kentucky does, and it pops right into a player's hands.
Hmm.
And they end up, I mean, but it's just crazy. And then they missed a field goal. But the main thing, man, the Kentucky defense, they held Ole Miss to 353 yards.
Well,
And Vandegrift threw for 243.
Dean, you get chubby when you eat a lot of cupcakes like me.
You getting chubby?
That's why Lane Kiffin and Kirby Smart look like they do. Eating cupcakes.
Lane still looks pretty smooth. I mean, you know, and man, you talked about that.
You can't roll around over there in the SEC East for 10 years and say, we've got the best on-roads winning. I guess you do. You've played Florida and Tennessee, which ain't even beat nobody in 10 years.
Yeah.
Georgia's not just been – they're king in the East.
Mm-hmm.
There's no East and West anymore. I do know that. So,
Right.
Hackers, keep your mama's keyboard down in the basement. You don't have to come at me. So, those kind of things. And Ole Miss – they're kind of in that spot where Lane is on a level to where this year we expected them to be good.
Yes. I did not think they would lose to Kentucky.
Oh.
And we thought Kentucky would be good, but
Yeah.
we did not think – we had them losing to Ole Miss, but beating South Carolina.
Yeah. We didn't have them beating Georgia.
We did not have Kentucky beating Georgia.
Or Ole Miss. We thought they'd lose.
We might have even had Alabama beating Georgia. We had Georgia and Alabama with some
No, I like
losses.
the home game. I'm usually going to pick the home
Yeah.
team. When
No,
it's close like
right.
this, I'm gonna pick the
But I was shocked.
I'm gonna pick the home team.
Kentucky just played great. Their defense is really good, and we saw that last night. I mean, Georgia's offense was very good against Alabama, especially in the second half. And
Well, they
Kentucky's
adjusted.
just got a good defense, man.
They adjusted. That I did a Tuesday night show, and I ended the show by saying these coaches, Stoops, Kiffin, DeBoer, and Kirby, they're going to play who's going to blink first. They're going to play literally a game of chicken.
And
who blinks first? Well, we see who lost. That's who blinked first.
Kiffin even said it. He said, hey, my hat's off to Stoops for going for it on 4th and 7. I mean, that's the ball game. Threw a deep ball. He threw a go route. A go route. I mean, the same thing Alabama did, you know.
It's very surprising.
But it wasn't 4th and 7 when Alabama did it. It was 1st and 10.
Yeah, like when Georgia threw the that
second
pick
10.
at the end of the game was on 1st and 10. The pick was
at
the end of the game.
Why he threw that. I mean, I'm not getting.
Well, you got to score.
Yeah, you do.
You got to throw that.
There wasn't much time left.
He missed that throw by
inches,
20 inches.
Yeah,
if he throws it 20 inches left, he should have. He was trying. He should have thrown him open out of the end zone because he threw it kind of right in his face.
Yeah.
And oh boy, just
Yeah, he just had it covered.
But all right, so what's up for Ole Miss then? From here on out, where do we see them going?
I think they may lose one more. I do. I think it knocked them out of the playoff. I don't expect them to be in the playoff anymore. Because they're going to be out of the top 10 probably. What are they? You got the top 25, don't you?
Yeah, I got it on.
What are they ranked now?
I'll get it up here. I'm gonna look at their schedule.
The rest of their schedule. Oh, man.
I'm gonna look at their schedule here.
Look at that.
They're at South Carolina this week.
They got to win that.
Then they got LSU and Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
And then they got Arkansas, and then they got Georgia November 9th, and then they got Florida, and then of course they end the Egg Bowl. So we're looking at South Carolina, LSU,
Can
Oklahoma,
I be honest with you?
Arkansas. They'll win 2 of those 4.
I've changed my mind. I think they're going to go 9-3 now. You know, I had them going 11-1 and winning the conference.
I mean, everybody had them picked to win 10.
Not now.
Most everybody had them picked to win 10.
I think they win 2 of those 4. Go 2-2. I think they'll win the Egg Bowl.
They'll beat LSU. Well, I said LSU.
I don't know. LSU's good. I mean, at times they show. I mean, LSU beat South Carolina. But
looks like they're on the road.
They got to play Georgia
2 weeks in a row.
And one thing I did learn last night, Georgia's not bad.
Georgia comes home. Georgia's host Ole Miss. At present moment, number 5 Georgia versus number 12 Ole Miss. Right now, that's the
okay. They're 12.
As of now, yeah.
And somebody last night texted me and said Georgia's not very good. I don't agree with that. Georgia's good.
So I guess we see Ole Miss.
I think 9-3.
9.
And we did. Now, obviously, I was wrong.
We did it because
11-1. I had them going 11-1, 10-2.
Well,
I don't think they're going to do that anymore.
Everybody did.
I've changed my mind.
I mean, most everybody had them winning 10 games.
But golly, Kentucky broke up so many passes.
Jeff says Kentucky's real.
They're
legit and they're winning it.
Well, I don't know about that. But he's kidding. But their defense is for real. But we've talked about it before. They go 8-4. They're happy.
Jeff says, how can Auburn, lose a game when they're up 21-10? I don't know. Same way Alabama almost lost the game when they're up 28-0.
I heard somebody say where Auburn lost. Auburn got down to the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, with about 10 minutes left in the game, up 21-10. They got down to the Oklahoma 34. It might have been 2nd and 10. They threw it on 2nd down, incomplete. They threw it on 3rd down, incomplete. Guy come on, try a 50-yard field goal, missed it. Yeah. They said that was the absolute turning point. Not the interception, not that Oklahoma drove down. He said
the momentum.
They made the momentum change. They could have eaten more clock.
I said it. I said, look, when
that was it.
Yeah. Well, what happens? You give them the ball back, and most coaches feel like it's a win if you back another team kick for 3, right?
Right. But it was too far.
And then when they miss it, well, that's really a win.
Well, what if they gained 5 or 6 yards and got down to the 28, got him closer, ate another minute and a half off?
Well,
I didn't think Alabama did a good job eating.
It's kind of bad clock management.
Terrible.
Auburn did the same thing. They're snapping the ball.
How many times did Alabama snap it with 19 on the?
No, it's terrible.
13, 12,
20s.
And I'm sitting here saying, massive, why are they snapping it? They're up 33-15, eat some clock.
The clock.
And I'm not being a know-it-all, but I mean, we saw it. Yeah. 19. Same thing happened with the Falcons. Yeah. Against New England.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta goes back into 5-step drops instead of just run the ball and do 3-step drops.
Yeah. And it nearly cost them. I mean, it nearly cost them. Probably should have.
Auburn Tigers. Oklahoma practice team. 27-21 final score. Auburn's going to be at Georgia for their homecoming. I'd hate to be Auburn going over there.
Especially after what
they're playing. They're reeling right now. The program's not doing great. For what I've read on some TikToks and what I've seen on Twitter, there's some kids that Auburn had a fairly good group of kids because not all of them's happy.
Right.
recruits that come to watch. Okay. Thrawn was 21 for 32, had 3 touchdowns and a pick, 64% passing.
Had a good game.
Hawkins, 10 for 15, 161. He ran for 70, and they had 11 first downs, 290 total yards. Here's the difference. Let's put the little mark right here. Quiz Hunter, 17 carries for 97. That's why he lost the game.
More. Needs more, huh?
Beat him. Why are we throwing the stupid ball?
32 times.
You know what bothers me about Auburn? I'm not a fan of Auburn.
I know. I mean, but I'm not either.
I don't like Tennessee very much because I'm an Alabama fan, and I really dislike Notre Dame. And I think it's just because I heard so much as a kid from my parents about how much trash.
Notre Dame beat them all so much.
Notre Dame talked so much trash about Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that pick six, they had run that play about 2 other times. Auburn had, and it had been knocked down.
Yeah, I think he got put in a bad spot.
The linemen were jumping and knocking him down because they're reading him because he's just not real good. But let me tell you, first right off the bat, before I start drilling into Auburn, I thought the game plan was better than it's been this year. And I could tell by about when the game started turning around after that field goal, that was the end of his playbook.
Yeah.
I could tell he was starting back over.
Yeah.
It looked like he had about a 20, probably 3 or 4 packages, and probably had 5 or 6 plays a package. So it looked like they ran about 24 different kind of, and I can see how many plays they ran exactly. But you see what I'm saying? So it seemed to me, I may be wrong, it seemed that he did cut the playbook down. Sometimes you need to, and Hugh, if he's that hard-headed, sometimes you need to get out of that RPO and just be an R or just be a P. I did like how Auburn decided not to go fast because they're not good enough on offense. Like Tennessee can run down the field and score quick, and they got a good defense. You go 3 and out, they can get the ball back and run down the field again. That's what Georgia did late there on 2 drives. They run down the field and score.
Right.
Bama punted, and they run down the field again in 14 plays. But it was a 14-play drive. Yeah. Cam had 3 catches for 82. That's better. Lambert Smith, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. He's the best player.
He's good.
He's their best receiver. He may hit 1,000 yards, maybe.
I think he's very good.
Simmons had a touchdown for Auburn. They had 28 first downs for Auburn.
God almighty.
28 first downs.
28.
They were 2 for 4 on 4s, which is fair. They had 482 total yards.
Let's say they did against Arkansas. No. Who beat them last? Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 450, 460.
35 minutes they held the ball. Here's the one I marked here. They were 4 for 14 on 3rd downs.
Ooh.
That's not great.
No.
Penalties wasn't terrible, but there were some – it's kind of like you just had to watch the game. The penalties wasn't bad, but the penalties were timely. They'll run a back, like a sniffer back out there, and he's standing up, and he couldn't be still, and he leaned over, and he fell down on his hands. Well, that's movement. He moved in the backfield. That's a penalty. And it's like on 3rd and 3, so they didn't make it like 3rd and 8. And the coach is thinking, God dang, I'm going to run the ball here on 3rd and 3. Now it's 3rd and 8. Well, I probably can't run the ball now, you idiot. This player you just cost me, I'm going to have to go back to the playbook, and I'm going to have to throw the ball. And then they drop it. He throws one. He bounces off Cam Coleman's hands. Look, your mama can drop passes. They brought you to Auburn
to catch.
To catch. And let me say this up front. I don't want to hear nothing else about the comparison between him and Ryan Wilson. No more. That debate's done. Ryan Williams was Mr. Alabama twice as a sophomore and a junior for a reason.
Probably would have been as a senior.
These guys shared the same state in football. The reason Cam was rated a little higher because he is older. He's way more physically mature than Ryan Williams. And he's a raw player. Cam is a good receiver. He is.
He is. Great.
He's raw.
He'll be very good.
But he's raw, and he needs coaching. Ryan is high IQ, 4.5 GPA, 5-star plus. It seems like it would have been better for Ryan to go to Auburn and Cam to come to Bama where he could get some better wide receiver coaching. I mean,
I don't know. I don't even know who their wide receiver coach is.
That's just what it seems like.
Yeah. Well, Williams, and I don't know if y'all have heard this term, he's stupid good.
Well, he's smart.
That don't mean he's stupid. It's just ridiculous
Well,
how good he is.
because the coaches say that he absorbed the playbook within this summer, a lot of it. He absorbed it. And now I hadn't seen a lot of guys that can manipulate their body like he can. The guy did a pirouette down there, but this is about Auburn and Oklahoma.
I mean, he did. He's on pace for 50 catches and 1,000 yards.
Easy. So Auburn's just got to figure out how to win. And I picked Auburn to win this game by 14. When I found out that they were playing Oklahoma's practice team,
they had a lot of players out.
6 receivers, defensive lineman, a tailback. Now, Sawchuk still played, and he had a little bit of yards.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
They only had 290 total yards.
Defense played good. I really hate that they lost this game because that would have been a great win for Freeze, a great win for Auburn.
They ain't been a ranked team in years now.
Oh, man.
They needed a ranked team victory. And it would have been good to go to Georgia knowing you're probably going to get drummed. At least you go, well, we got to win.
Yeah.
And there was part of that game where you felt like when Quiz had that long run, you kind of felt like, I think they got this. And I promise you anything, I text Steve, and as soon as I text him, there was 4:20 left in the game. I remember it vividly. And I was texting, I said, the end of this game is going to be decided by good coaching. And as soon as I hit send, he threw the pick 6. Coaching's going to decide the game. And Peyton took that away from the coach, and he decided for himself. But they still had chances to win the game, and they didn't run the clock right. It's bad clock management. And Auburn's got they're on a skid now. They're really fixing to get in deep water with the schedule.
Yeah, I'm worried about them. I really am.
I don't see them winning many games.
That was a devastating loss, and Venable just looked like, really? What just happened?
Yeah. I just brought up my second string, literally.
Literally. Yeah.
Second string QB, string.
I mean, he just thought the game was over. Now Hawkins is their quarterback now. I think Arnold's done.
The O&D line were about the only starters on the field.
Don't you think?
And some of their D-backs. Yeah, well, it seems that way.
I think Hawkins will be their man.
It does seem that way.
The rest of the year.
Ohio State. Yes, I know, and that's a good point, Jeff. He's talking about Smith, their receiver at Ohio State.
Oh, my gosh.
But
he's probably better than Williams.
You know why he's not getting no shine? That boy right there.
Oh, yeah. Him and Williams are definitely the best freshmen.
But William he's taking all the light right now.
Yeah.
Because they just beat number 2 team in the country, and Ohio State's played patty cake U. They ain't played no.
Well, some of those catches, that one catch where the guy broke it up, Starks pretty much broke that ball up, and it went up there, and he
tipped it to himself. Yeah.
Tipped it. I mean, come on.
Ohio State. That's what I'm saying, Jeff. They got to play ranked teams. That's why playing ranked teams keeps your players up, because Ryan Williams made big plays against number 2, a team that ain't lost on the road and ain't lost all this long stretch of they've won 1,052 games. And
that was the first one.
Yeah.
In a while.
They ain't lost a road game.
Regular season.
10 road trips. They ain't lost a game.
Yeah. And they barely lost it.
Yes. What about Boise State and Washington State? 45-24. This tailback, Ashton Gianti,
259 yards. Again.
4 touchdowns. Wait a minute. I got multiple 4-touchdown games. The only run ever. He set an FBS record with that. Right. No tailback has went
Ashton Gianti
4 games consecutive with 4 touchdowns rushing. No, listen, ever. Now we're talking about Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker. Right. They didn't do it. This guy, Boise, did.
They're hammering folks. I think they're going to get that number 12 spot.
No, Ole Miss was 12.
No, I'm talking about for the playoff.
Oh, yeah. Very, very much likely.
And I think right now, I think we're pronouncing it right. Jonty, Ward, and Milroe are your 3 Heisman.
Probably, yeah.
They'd have to be. Milroe's got to be. Ward's got to be.
It's Giante and Travis Hunter and Milroe. Those would be.
Yeah. Now, Ward's got to be up there, especially after the other night and leading them back against Virginia Tech, which we didn't.
Oh, God. Tell me about that. What'd you think about the call?
I didn't like it.
I didn't either. What do you mean because he's pulling at the ball and he's out of bounds, that makes it dead?
I saw it from another angle that they didn't show Friday night. He caught it.
But he's sitting on his
hit the ground.
But it's over.
It's over.
He had possession. So you're telling me if a guy reaches for the ball when you're sitting on the ground and he touches
caught it and they knocks it out,
and you're out of bounds, it makes it a dead ball. It's already a touchdown before he hit it.
Yeah.
Terrible call.
Horrible. And they really ought to go back and give it to them, but they're not.
No. That'll never happen because then the refs have to admit they're wrong. And there's a lot of bad calls in this game. I seen.
Oh God, they called so many pass interferences and non-calls.
I know
pass for both teams.
Yes, and
not just for Alabama.
I seen Alabama and Georgia both defenses run over receivers.
Yes,
no call.
There was several.
The one late
for both.
The one late nearly cost Alabama the game.
Yeah,
where he's trying to catch it, and he's leaned out like this, and Georgia players. He runs through him, over him, and so he's like he's swatting for the ball. You can't tackle him. But Alabama did it too.
Yeah, they did.
It was equally badly called. But anyway, Boise State, 45-24. That's going to keep them rocking, and that's going to keep them in the polls. The people talking about them.
Yeah.
Listen, 4 straight games with 4 touchdowns. Who does that? Dean, how many great tailbacks are we talking about? We're talking about, let's go back. If we just want to dig into the past. Marcus Allen, nope. O.J. Simpson, Are you kidding me?
Ricky Williams.
No, not Ricky Williams. And my favorite, LT, I think he's one of the best.
Not even Barry Sanders.
My personal college favorite tailback, personally, besides Mark Ingram. LT. Vernon Tomlinson, loved to watch him play.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush is right there, too. But those are just guys I love. None of those guys went 4 straight games with 4 touchdowns in each game.
And Boise's, Washington State's done well. They made him 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Army and Navy are both undefeated.
I saw where
Navy
beat UAB.
They could possibly make a 12-team playoff. Well, if they're undefeated, they could.
Yeah, they could.
Which will not be good because they'll play number 5, which right now is Georgia. I don't think Army beats Georgia.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm just saying. I'll salute all our soldiers. I'm a huge supporter of our troops in action.
Well, they know it too.
And they're not beating them. The talent, it's just not.
I wouldn't think.
Now, if you want to go like throw grenades and smoke bombs and climb mountains, now they're going to win that battle.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Stay out all night.
Green Beret training. Oh, we're not playing a game. Nope.
It's going to see who can sit out in the woods the longest.
10-mile march. What?
Carson Beck and them, they're not going to win that.
No, they're not going to win that one. What did you think about Cam Rising? Nobody knows when he's playing or not.
Arizona upset him. He did not play again.
23-10.
Did not play again.
Who can find out? It's just ridiculous.
And it was a game time decision.
How can you do that?
Or, to the last minute.
How do you watch film and just – so what's going to happen this week? They're going to prep to play Utah, whoever they're playing, which I'll find out right now.
The quarterback did good. He threw for 280, but, obviously, Cam's great. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't understand.
Looks like they're off. They'll come back, and they got Arizona State.
Check Georgia's tackles.
TCU, Houston. They got BYU November the 9th. Then they got Colorado the 16th. And then they got unranked Iowa State, which is playing good right now. And then they got a UCF team that got dumped on by Colorado.
Oh, my gosh. Colorado's playing good ball right now. Were they ranked? They're 4-1 now.
It's a good time to be hot. Good time to be hot. So Arizona takes care of Utah. Utah will be off this week. Kansas State 42-20 over Okie State.
That kind of shocked me.
Me too. Our Black
Kansas
Horse.
State's playing well.
Yeah.
Could they get in this? They're playing well. I don't think they will.
But they'll have to win the conference. But who are they going to beat? We thought it was going to be Utah.
I don't know.
Arizona just took care of that.
Yeah.
Who had them winning the Big 12? Everybody had Utah.
Yes. They were my sleeper. But they were my sleeper with Rising. I thought he was 100%.
42-20. Ollie Gordon Dean had 76.
He's had a tough year.
What is he doing?
They're keying on him, obviously.
No, I watched him play some, dude. He had like a 8-yard run. He's running the sidelines, tapping his helmet, won't get a drink of water, and holler at the cheerleader or something. No, I'm not throwing shade to the guy. I'm just telling you what I saw. I don't know. He just seemed like he don't care right now.
Right.
And he may be hurt.
He could be.
And he's not telling nobody.
Through injury.
There's the ball game.
What do you think about Indiana?
Wow. 5-0. Hey, Indiana's playing good right now, man.
And I was just talking to somebody the other day. I named 3 teams that I never remembered being good, and Indiana was one of them. California was another one, and I can't remember who the other one was, but Indiana was one of them. And now they're 5-0. It's like they hurt.
5-0. I'm gonna see who they got next week.
Now I do think Indiana will lose. I don't think they'll be in the playoffs.
No, I don't either.
But hats off to them, man.
They're gonna have Northwestern win.
Should be.
Then they got Nebraska. That
Nebraska's 4-1.
May not be a win. Then they'd play the Huskies.
Washington. I think they win that.
Then they got Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue. As long as you're not ranked number one,
they could go 9-3.
Don't worry about it. Now, Bama, if you're playing Purdue this weekend, you might ought to be ready to get beat.
Hey, Nebraska handled Purdue yesterday, 28-10.
Yeah, Matt Rose said he was happy with the win, but not happy with how they played.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's doing what I do. Like this post I made on Facebook. I made a post on Facebook just saying that Alabama won by luck. I've talked to 5 people in town today, and they all said, yeah, man, gosh, I'm glad we got out of that one. It's ready to go play Vandy. Whew.
Well, let me tell you something.
But I had about 5 people come in and say, what do you know, clown show? Why are you even talking about football? I said, well, I guess because it says sports talk. That'd probably be the wrong reason. Well, these coaches get paid to coach. Well, I get paid to talk about it.
Well,
and then,
you're
it's not luck, it's skill.
There's not many teams.
It does take skill to catch the ball.
Yeah.
It does. And our Alabama players have plenty of skill. And then somebody said, I think his butt hurt because they're 2-3.
2-3.
He's mouth breathers, man. These people on the internet.
What are you talking about, 2-3?
I don't know. I guess he thinks I'm an Auburn fan because I spoke harshly about his Tide. That's because they're fans.
Oh,
they're fans, bro. And these Bama fans, they wear these blinders like you can't say nothing bad about them. I'm going to critique them, and I'm fixing to do it right now.
Well, guys, let me tell you something, and I'll leave it alone. Not too many teams give up a 28-point lead and win. That was rare.
What the point I'm trying to make, and I'll move on.
And if it hadn't been from Williams made an unbelievable play, if they tackled him, they might not have won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, because it just went out to the 50.
I'm looking through a coaching eye that 10 penalties, back-to-back 6-play drive and 4-play drive punts that led to 14 and 16-play drives from the other team, and they scored, that will lose you a football game against Ohio State,
Texas,
Oregon, Texas,
yes,
who Bama may see for the SEC. Those type of things, guys, young men, may lose you a game. I'm looking from 10,000 feet. Y'all are standing on the field judging a moment in the game and telling me that luck did not have anything to do with Ryan Williams catching it. It is skill.
He was right there.
It is skill to be able to catch the ball like he did. Travis Hunter, catches he makes, those are skilled catches. He's good. So you can't teach some of that. It just God give it to him.
That DB got turned around. Had that DB not got turned around, he was right there to knock it down.
He got turned around and he lost the ball in that last play.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. And then Ryan does a pirouette. And 2 guys run into each other.
Yeah.
Whoever number 12 is did not play a good game, and I didn't see him a lot of hustle out of him. Georgia fans, call out number 12 on defense, whoever he is. I didn't see a lot of hustle out of him. He may have helped you lose the game.
Well, I don't think people realize how close Bama come to losing that.
And it was luck to win the game. Nobody said it was luck for him to make a catch. What kind of comment is that?
Well, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to catch it.
Alabama, 41-34, 1,000 yards of offense combined for these 2 teams, Dean. It was pretty much a slot fest for the second half. Georgia was ready to finish the game. Alabama took a good week off and prepared. Georgia did not have a good week of preparation and come out flat.
Oh my gosh.
Bama jumped on them fast and quick, and they come out to play bully ball and kill everybody, which is from a movie. So get off Ryan Williams' back about the tape on his nose that says "kill everybody." It's from a movie.
He's talking about in football. He's not talking about actually shooting everybody.
God darn, man, these people, God, believe somebody go.
I mean, I knew that, and did I not tell you? Somebody will make a big deal out of it.
They did. Go drown yourself out in the rain. Just stand outside. I'm serious, bro. This is ridiculous.
Anybody's played, just kill him. I don't think he meant it in a
no.
AR-15 kind of
No,
way.
that kid ain't never held a gun in his life. I'm glad that they won the game. Offensively, to have
551.
551.
551. Milroe had 500 of those.
Georgia had 481, 471.
It was a lot.
But here's one that I marked off on here. What cost Georgia the game? Beck was 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And anything over 60 in QB rating is good.
Mm-hmm.
I know this just from watching NFL combines and those type of things. What hurt Bama? They were 1 for 2 on fourth downs. 10 flags.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
That can't happen no more. That's got to stop. Why does this keep happening?
How many did Georgia have? 8? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it keep happening? Georgia would have been 4 for 4 on fourth downs if we couldn't get old fat boy like me to not move. Watch the ball.
6 for 6 on fourth down.
5 for 5. 4 for 4, but the one was an offside.
The one was an offside. Yeah.
26 for 50, Beck was.
Mm-hmm.
50 passes. Bell caught 100. Smith had 132. Lovett only had 60, and Lucky had a kind of a nearly a game-winning touchdown.
I thought that Colby Young from Miami played good late. Number 8.
Who from Miami?
It played for Georgia. Number 8. He had a good game.
Okay.
Receiver. He threw to so many people. Golly, whew.
Well, Rhino wound up finishing with 177.
177. And Bernard, I thought Bernard played good.
He had a touchdown. Let me tell you and I know there's a lot of different plays you can pick out. Everybody's going to talk about the tip, flip, and then the last one he caught and stopped, and guys running into each other. A throw that Milroe made. Can I tell you a throw I think was great?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the one like down there in the red zone, and he drops a dime on Jam coming out of wheel up that right side,
and that was good coverage.
He was all over him.
He was here. Jam's right here. He's right here, and Milroe put it right there. You couldn't have had any better coverage.
I liked it. I think it was a great throw. It was one to remember, besides the other big ones.
Yeah,
I think that was a big one to remember.
But I mean, Alabama just dominated them so bad early, and that ended up being the reason they won. Obviously, if Georgia had played like they did in the second and third, but
why are they not ready, Dean? They had a week.
And boy, were they ready late? My gosh, and they're unstoppable.
Well, they went in and adjusted. That's what good coaches do. And Nick Saban said at halftime, what'd he say? If I was in there talking to him, I'd tell him, don't go to sleep.
Yeah, I know.
This is a good football team. They'll come back out and beat your eyes out.
We don't know who. We'll never know who. But somebody on that offense and defense, I'm not saying as a coordinator, somebody let off the gas. Somebody.
Well, here's the thing.
28 points is a big lead.
Just to be a little philosophical about it, and we'll talk about Texas here for a minute too, and we'll get off here. Well, what I saw, Bama come out and just run and passed, and they dinked and dunked. Everybody said all summer Milroe cannot throw the 7, 8, and 10-yard routes. Mm-hmm. He cannot throw curls. He cannot throw quick slants. That's not his style. I've said it because I'm repeating what I've been told by people that watch him at practice. Mm-hmm. That's what they tell me. That's what I see.
He's fantastic.
That didn't happen last night. Jalen Milroe played the game of his life.
Again.
The best game he's ever played. And big players make big-time plays in big games, right?
What do you have, 530 yards offense? It was ridiculous.
He rushed for 173. Again, he's passing Johnny Manziel a game with two passing and 2 rushing. But here's what I saw. Bama scores. But Dean, when Georgia got the ball back, what was I telling you? And we was just looking at each other confused. I said, how many times did we say to each other, why are they not running the ball?
Well, I will say this, and I'm giving Matt credit here. He was worried. I'm like, why are you
No,
worried?
I'm worried.
They're up 18.
No.
They're fine. And they weren't.
No, because
He was right. I'll give him that.
I can see what's going on. You can see what they're doing.
Milroe had 491 yards. Wow.
Beck decides, Bobo decides that he's going to run empty set.
Oh, they didn't run it forever.
They went chunk plays, and they get down 7. They get the ball back. They go chunk plays again, and they go chunk plays, and they go chunk plays.
Yeah.
Let me just run through this for you right here, viewers,
right.
Podcast listeners. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us. If you can't subscribe, please do already. Mash the little thumbs up right there. See that little blue thumb. Hit that thing or hit the red heart over there if you love what we do. We'd appreciate it. YouTube listeners, subscribe. We have a lot of people watch the show. They just don't subscribe. Second half, Dean. Georgia, 15 plays, 80-yard touchdown. Bama, 7 plays, field goal, 33-15.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, 8 plays, fumble. That is what changed the game.
Yeah, turnovers.
That fumble, they were going down to really go up.
Now, they hurt Alabama, too.
To really get it in. They needed to score then. They scored, but it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is the key moment. Georgia, 8 plays, fumble. Bama, 3 plays, punt. Georgia, 6 plays, 80 yards, 2:35 left on the clock, 21-33. Bama, 6 plays, punt. What I just said, Bama, 3 plays, punt.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, 6 plays, 80 yards, 2:35 left on the clock. Bama, 6 plays, punt. Why are they punting the ball? Because Sheridan, the coordinator, decided to run Jalen Milroe sweep around the end.
He did that a bunch, and it didn't work.
It
did it first.
Why didn't he go back to the dink and dunk little dump passes right over behind the line?
Wasn't taking no shots.
No.
I mean, thank God he took the shot when he did.
Why is he not throwing it down the field or trying to mash to get? Was it? Let me be stupid here, I guess, for a minute, since I'm a clown. I don't know nothing. Is there any possible? I'm gonna say no. I'm just throwing this out here. I like to be devil's advocate. Is there any possible idea at all that? Well, that's Kirby smart, man. I mean, we're beating them pretty bad. You really want to throw it down the field on them? You really want to go deep?
You better
go for the throat right here.
Yeah.
Do you think that happened? Do you think the coaches had that conversation upstairs in the box? Did Sheridan and the QB coach and those guys go, we're probably going to play these guys again?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want him to hate us. This is our first year in the SEC, and it looks like we can tell right now as a coaching staff, these guys know what they're doing. They're watching the game in the box, and they're going, by the first quarter, they go, we're way better than them. Oh, my God.
I think there was a time when I thought we got this.
I thought they were going to be better than this. Mm-hmm. We can hold the gas down and beat these guys probably 60-14. Mm-hmm. This is hypothetical. I'm just running off the mouth. I don't think this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's slow down here.
I think they definitely, especially when it was 33-15. I think they probably thought we got this, and then it got 33-21.
Him and Nick's buddies, man, don't they play golf? They got beach houses together, and he'll be down there bad mouthing us. Boy, you old boys just run it up on me, didn't they? 56-0. I don't think that happened.
No. But in their minds, I think they probably thought we've got this. We don't have to do a whole lot more.
Well, they didn't, but you got to.
Georgia did adjust,
but you still got to get first downs. And here's
got to get first down. They just couldn't.
And here's where it gets tricky, right here. Bama 6 plays, punt. Georgia 4 plays, touchdown. 1:35 left, 28-33 score. Bama 5 plays, punt.
Georgia 1 play.
Georgia 1 play, 67 yards, touchdown.
That was that boy made a good run too.
Bama 1 play, 75 yards, touchdown. 41-34. Georgia 11 plays, 55 yards, pick, game over. 41-34
in the end zone. And they probably would have gone for the 2. And I wouldn't have wanted to see that. I wouldn't have wanted to sat through that.
I heard somebody say today, Davey Pollock. Shout out Pollock Podcast. Really like him. I like Davey Pollock.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have fired him. They should fire some of these real clown shows.
He wasn't a clown.
No, there's some of these lady reporters on there, like just say weird, like
Stuff that don't make any sense.
Meme Kinds or Mima Kinds or whatever. She's like over the top and cover two defense is, I ain't even gonna get started because I'll get fired up. She's an idiot. Like Mel Kiper. Did you see what he said about cover two?
What'd he say?
You just have to, I think.
Is it bad?
Yeah, he's just ignorant.
Yeah.
But I think Georgia come out and they got behind quick. And they kept throwing the ball down the field and throwing it down the field deep, and then they punted. They look like Bama here. This punt.
No,
Bama punted.
They look terrible.
Well, I mean, okay, with 3 minutes left, Bama punted. They punted again with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
So and Georgia scored twice. 6 plays, 80 yards. And remember, they had
they had that long 8. So is it 16?
16 plays, 80 yards.
Yeah.
And then they had a 14 play. 14 plays, touchdown. They had a 16 and a 14 off a punt, tired, 16 touchdown.
Tired.
14 punt, 14 play touchdown.
Mm-hmm. And
people were like, well, they've just decided not to rush. They're tired.
No, they were tired.
They can't. It's hard to rush.
That's why you got to, I think they just should have probably kept running what they were. I do think they tried to, but they wasn't trying to eat the clock. I mean, how many times did you say we watched it? Snapping it with 12, 14.
Run the ball and hold it. This right here is probably what beat. This is a big key. Number one, the fumble. When they knocked the ball out.
That was a big play.
They knocked the ball out of Beck's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Beck taking that sack in the end zone didn't help.
No.
But he had to do it. It was a safety either way.
Yeah.
He's going to eat it or run out of the back of the end zone at safety.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to go out on his boots and just threw it.
That ended up being the play of the game, probably. Because they might have played deeper and not played one.
But they come out throwing the ball all over the field.
All over. The first 10 plays, 9
didn't run
passes.
ET in none. And
he ended up with 55 yards.
Georgia,
I thought he ran good.
Georgia only run for what, 80?
Yeah.
And Beck got some of that.
80, 439 passing, 80 rushing.
You got to run the ball, Kirby. And this is it. Box score. Georgia, first quarter, 21-0.
That's it.
Georgia went to sleep. They had a week to prepare, and that's the best you got. That's on Kirby, and he said it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be the first one to tell you. He ain't going to be no like Hugh Freeze has been doing in the past.
He didn't panic. I'll give him that.
Hugh didn't do it this week. They'll call me. He said, hey, that's on me. I got to do it better. But the other weeks, I don't like – Gus used to do that a lot. Well, I just missed that pass. We missed that pass down. Boy, should have – Gus, he would blame everybody.
Yeah.
That was a problem. What? Box 2, 7-9, Bama's favor. Box 3, 8-3, Georgia favor. Box 4, 19-8.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking, well, if I'm not
8.
keeping that together, it sounds like Georgia won.
Ooh, they hammered them in that second half. Oh, I mean, really? Well, second half it was 30-7, so they scored them 27-11.
It was 28, yeah.
20, and it's 27-3 at one time.
5. Well, after they got that converted.
And one time
safety.
They went on a 34-5 run. 34-5.
That's not skill to win a game like that. That's you got lucky on some plays. You got lucky that.
And both teams did. I mean, like that play where Bell split the safeties. I mean, that don't happen much.
You got lucky where Beck dropped the ball.
Yeah.
He should never run with the ball.
He threw one ball to Campbell, right to it.
Oh, he hit him right in the chest with it. But I'm thinking, too, like, what is he doing back there?
Now, one of his interceptions wasn't his fault.
And the one
the receiver was supposed to run a stop. He just threw it. And the receiver ran a go. And the Alabama guy was just standing.
Yes.
And
the one Milroe threw.
That wasn't even his fault.
He hit him in the gut with it.
I mean, he threw it behind him a little.
And he really, I thought, I'm not trying, and I'm just saying, as soon as it happened, I thought, well, the guy darn, he didn't even care. I mean, he really didn't never had it.
No.
As soon as he's
you thought it hit the ground, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought as soon as he got it, he just hits out and hits the ground. He catches. I thought, well, that's a dead ball, but it wasn't that. Mm-hmm. Milroe played fantastic. All his passes.
I didn't see him do anything wrong much.
Dude, he graded a 98. I don't want to hear Milroe. Well, it's on Milroe.
Yeah, right.
98. He graded out a 98.
He's playing to perfection. I want to look and see his stats so far this year. And I'm going to read them out loud.
So was the hype real we'll end the Bama part with that.
Nice.
The game got hyped up all week. We knew it would. We talked about it. We talked about it a little bit last week. We didn't go crazy in depth because we knew
I didn't know how it would go.
everybody's going to. We were going to side with Bama because it's at Alabama. We was going to go with the home team. If it'd been at Georgia, I'd have probably picked Georgia. Honestly, I really
No,
would have.
gosh, yeah, you'd had to. And it ended up being an even match.
So where do we grade Beck at? Is he about what I thought he is? He's a good average quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's a
He'll
good
eat
average
you alive
quarterback.
now if he ain't got no rush and your two defenses.
But that's not going to make it in the league.
Right. Well, I don't know if he's ever been a leaguer, has he?
And like to play in the league, to be in the NFL. And I'm not saying Jalen's going to be some NFL star neither.
I don't know.
I'm not saying he is neither. So I'm not picking on Beck. I'm just saying if you can't move your feet and roll out right or left and have to throw, he did throw one. I think that was one of the 2-point conversion. He threw back across his body, back in the end zone.
Good throw.
Good throw. Yeah. But 7, 8 out of 10 of those he don't make.
I will say this about him. You better get a rush on him because he'll tear you apart.
Don't let him stand back there. But if you let any quarterback stand back there,
yeah,
they're going to throw dots. If they're better than average quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll agree that he's better than average. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the country.
They had him number 1 overall, All-American. No, stop doing that. Why?
But I think he's good.
So Alabama survives 41-34. These teams could possibly meet again. They both have their own ways to go. They both play Tennessee. That's going to be interesting because there's people already tooting the horn Tennessee for national championship.
Well, that's a little early.
It is way early because of Oklahoma. You only scored 3 touchdowns against
Tennessee's
Oklahoma.
sitting in a good spot because they can lose one of them.
And I know Auburn's people's going to say, well, Auburn scored 3 touchdowns on Oklahoma's defense too.
They did.
Oklahoma's didn't lose players on defense.
Mm-hmm.
It was all the receivers.
It was the receivers.
All of them. Offense. How does all your receivers out? 5?
Rough week. Tennessee's defense, I guess.
They wore them boys out.
Oh.
Texas Longhorns, Dean. First SEC win ever, 35-13. But it wasn't too pretty. Mississippi State total for 300 yards. Texas had 2 turnovers. Manning was 26-31, 324, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Moore caught for over 100. Isaiah Bond had 75. And
he's having a good year.
Van Buren for Mississippi State, 12 for 23, 144. I mean, they rushed for about 150. And
stats, yeah.
Texas is supposed to win that game, but it was. You see the score go on the screen, you're like, what?
Oh, it wasn't 35-13. It was 14-6. There,
I was like, what's going on here? Wait a minute, Manning's done what? He threw 30 passes and completed 26 for 324 and 2 touchdowns. That's what you would like to see.
He did well, but I still think they need their other man in. And when is he coming back?
I asked Cam Rising. Maybe he knows because we can't find out nothing.
I can't find out nothing on yours or
nothing.
Now, I will say Manning has done well filling in, but I still think for them to maintain this number 1 spot, well, they're not number 1, but this top 5 spot,
let's pull that up here.
Viewers has got to get back.
Let's pull it up there for a beautiful bean footage, Dean. All right, here we are. Numero uno. And as a fan,
I figured that was coming.
Can I say up front, as a fan, let me do this. As a fan, I am excited for Alabama.
Yeah. As
a realist, which most crazy Alabama fans, which I've run into obviously this weekend, that thinks luck did not win them the game. I'm not excited about that because being number 1 can lead to it's a distraction and it can lead to complacency. Nick Saban hates it. Mm-hmm. He hated this stuff.
Being number 1.
But yes, because then they're talking and then you're listening to the media and I don't care about what they're doing.
I got to say, for the first time this year, I agree with the top 4.
Podcast listeners, number 1, Bama. 2, Texas, which Ohio State 3, Tennessee
4. Georgia, you got to drop them.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Oregon being 6. I don't think they're as good as I thought they were.
No, I don't either. Oregon number 6. Penn State Nittany Lions win over Illinois 21-7, bumps them up 2 spots to 7. Miami
ought to be 6.
Lost to Virginia Tech, but it says they won 34-38, but I don't think they won. They're still undefeated. They dropped a spot from 7 to 8. I can see why. Mizzou up 2 spots to 9. Still undefeated.
Got tough in this weekend.
They played Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt played them pretty good, 30-27. Bama goes to Vanderbilt Saturday. I'm not.
I mean, Vandy's a lot better.
Well,
I don't think they'll struggle. I don't think
either.
they'll beat them 59-0 like they did last time they played them, though.
No, Coach DeBoer said, I know Coach Clark well.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I know this guy very well.
Mm-hmm.
He's from he knows him from out that way.
Right.
He said he's a player's coach. He said he's doing a good job and the kids believing in him. They're ticking along here.
They are.
Michigan rounds out the top 10. They do have their one loss.
Still be 24 points, so.
They beat Minnesota 27-24.
Oh, boy, they about got beat.
And here's what's strange about Minnesota. I don't do politics on the show because I don't watch it at all. But I'll say this. Number one, ex-President Trump was at the Alabama game. People responded well to him, chanted USA when they showed him up on the big screen. He was hanging out with Hank Williams Jr., Kid Rock, and the golfer, Daly, the golfer.
John Daly. Yeah.
They were all up in the box with Hank Jr. and Kid Rock. Looked like they was having a good time. He then proceeds to go to the concession stand, Trump does, and he buys out all the Cracker Jacks. And he throws them out to the people.
Just get you some votes.
I guess.
I don't know. Have you ever voted for a president over Cracker Jacks?
They probably did in 1920s. Okay. And moving on from that here, your present day vice president's running partner, Tim Walz, from Minnesota, right? That's where he's governor, right? Minnesota. He goes to this Michigan-Minnesota game, and he's like pulling for Michigan.
Pulling for Michigan?
Yeah, and when they left, people were booing him and telling him to get out of here.
Really?
Yeah, wasn't real happy with him.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
He's a strange
Why would he
guy.
be pulling for Michigan?
I don't know. He's a strange guy. I mean, he wants like women's feminine products to be in the boys' bathroom. Why? What do we need that for? Why don't we just
where the man can get it for him?
Yeah, like, hey, honey, while you in there, grab me a Tampa.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it is. That's what it is. That is a great idea. I wonder he done it. He's a genius. Trying to keep the husband-wife relationship. We're joking. But I thought that was just something we could mention about the running stuff.
I did not know that.
Which I have not watched anything this week at all because it's just I just don't care. USC number 11 at 3-1. Wisconsin played them a good game.
They played them very good.
So is that a promise for Alabama? Like, hey, Wisconsin's not terrible.
No, well, I would think Alabama's better than USC, but I don't think Wisconsin's not a bad football team.
No, like this game here, like Kentucky beating Ole Miss. Like, well, Georgia played tough with them. Maybe they are pretty good. Georgia went in asleep, and they about got beat.
They about did.
And they come out to the Bama game asleep.
They woke up, but it was too late.
Bama got on too quick, Dane. That's really what happened.
Well,
they run out of time.
A lot of people, somebody said this, and I agree with it. You may come back from 28 down, but by the time you make that comeback, you're so wore out that the team that you come back on is probably going to win. Yeah,
it's just too little, too late.
Yeah.
Ole Miss rounding out the top 12, dropped 6 spots. Well, they dumped on them hard.
Yeah, they did.
LSU bumps up 1-13. Notre Dame at 14.
Good. Notre Dame, big win over Louisville.
That is a good win for them. Saban did pick Louisville. Miss Terry did beat him in her picks this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe
I say Clemson's back.
Yeah, Clemson's at 15, bumped up 2 spots, beat a terrible Stanford team that's not even been relevant in the past.
Terrible.
They ain't been relevant.
No, they used to be good.
15 years.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Probably since Luck or McCaffrey left.
Iowa State, the Cyclones are undefeated, bumped 2 spots to beat Houston, what happened to Houston?
I don't know.
Didn't we look at them this summer and thought they may win?
Maybe be pretty good, yeah.
What happened? I bet somebody probably redshirted and transferred.
Somebody might have got hurt.
BYU, the house of many wives, bumps up 5 spots to 17. They beat Baylor, and Baylor's not real good. Okay, they're just not.
Baylor come back in that game and nearly won.
They're not real great. These bottom teams here, you could probably argue you can mix these around. Utah dumps 8 spots.
I agree with that.
18. Oklahoma moves up 2 for beating Auburn. They're 4-1 right now to 19. K-State rounds out the top 20, up 3. Boise State up 4 to 21.
Wow.
How about that? They beat,
Louisville
of course,
drops.
Washington State. Louisville did come down 7 spots for losing Notre Dame. Indiana.
Wow. First time they've been ranked since
I don't know.
I can't even remember it.
Not basketball. We're talking about football.
Who is that 25th there?
24 Illinois, 4-1. Dropped 5 spots after losing to Penn State, which they weren't supposed to beat Penn State.
No, they wasn't.
And UNLV making the news, beating Fresno State 59-14. They are 4-0 and ranked. And the deal with UNLV and that quarterback taking a red shirt, Dean. Well, here's the thing. The Nevada Commission says that they cannot allow gambling money to be pumped into the colleges. And the university says that we are sorry, Mr. Quarterback. What was his name?
Skua, Matt Skua.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So we can't get you that. We can't get you that money. It's actually illegal. The school is NCAA says we can't pay you NIL money. That's illegal. And if you want to go out on your own and get some money, you can. Okay, so he does. Well, the guy that has taken over as his acting agent, that company that he works for, what I watched from Coach JB's show, the guy that did the two-a-days or the JUCO schools, the white guy with the backward visor, cusses like a sailor.
Yeah, it's
wow. I watch his show a lot because he'll just tell you the truth.
Yeah,
and I can appreciate that. Just tell me.
Am I any good? No,
get off the field. But he knows everybody, especially out there. So he has people, letting him know. Well, so UNLV and the tailback too. He takes off red shirt. He's taking off rest of the year. Well, the guy that took over as their agent, they can't even legally be over any kids in that state. So it's all crap. So the kids in there, I want, $300,000. I evaluated myself and I want more money. His agent's asking, he's like, do you have a license to be here in this state right now? What are you doing in our stadium? Well, no, I don't.
Right.
They don't even have an NIL bargaining company.
Matt Skua.
They don't even have a bargaining. How can you do that? It'd be like having a union rep. You're a plumber and you got the guy going to the welders union. You're a plumbing union guy. What are you doing at the welding office?
Right,
you don't have any authority here.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to tell you to get out. Huh? You're a welder. What are you doing here?
This is the milk company, fool. Clown.
Clown. Shaw.
Doing an idiot. Some badass guy in there. So that was some news
clowns.
About UNLV.
UNLV.
And USC, the lineman from Georgia.
Barry Jackson.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to take
Is that his name? Barry Alexander.
Alexander. I'm just going to take the rest of your off. They bought him a house.
Nice. So you ain't going to play for him no more. So they ought to take it back.
Well, here's what's going to happen. And I put this on a post last week. Mark this down on September the 29th, 2024 at 8 o'clock. In 2025, and to some avail, there's going to be contracts. It's going to happen.
It's got to.
It's going to happen. Student athletes gone. There's going to be contracted players. That's it. Now.
It's got to, man.
Well, me and you and Birds come on here about 2 years ago and said, when this starts, this is the way it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got to take place.
Dean, next week 6 matchups. I will talk about a bunch of these more Tuesday night. I'll go more in depth with them. But right off the top of the bat, Dean, who do we like here? Mizzou at A&M, 11 o'clock ABC.
You don't want to know who I like.
I'm going to go A&M.
I'm going A&M.
Hey, what about it?
Upset.
Yeah.
A&M's playing good. They got them at home. Missouri's, I don't think, as good as last year. I think they're good, but I think it'll be a good game.
I don't think they're that good. I think they're a one-man show.
I think that, I think A&M upsets them.
They're a one-man show. Just say it, Dean. It's okay.
A&M.
Iowa at Ohio State, 2:30 CBS.
I think it'll be a good game for a half. Ohio State will blow it out in the second.
Also at 2:30 over on ESPN on the big Stanky Boys network, all the crazy devil worshippers. Ole Miss is at South Carolina.
I think Ole Miss gets back in the win column, but I don't think it'll be as easy as they think. But I think they will get back in the win.
This
column.
is another SEC game.
It's a tough one, and it ain't gonna be easy. But I think they'll get.
If it was at night, I would have picked South Carolina. Because dude, when that freaking sandstorm music comes on, they go rocking that place.
Beamer's done a good job there.
Oh yeah. 3:15 SEC Network. The Crimson Tide will be at Vanderbilt.
I think they win, but don't expect that just to be an absolute beatdown.
Bama don't score over 45.
I think it'd be. Yeah, I think they'll win by 3 or 4 touchdowns, but I think it'll
Be a Wisconsin score.
close early.
46-13.
Yeah, 45-17, something like that. 45-14.
Watch it come out, and it's like freaking 35-24.
I'll be shocked.
They're better.
Yes, they are.
I know people's gonna laugh and say you don't, Matt. You just say stuff like why don't you just go back and there's a Vanderbilt. You can look on the, you can go find it. Vanderbilt thumbnail. I said in that show, there's a likely chance that Vanderbilt beats Auburn this year. I said, you think there's a shot?
Yeah. I mean,
I picked it this summer because the Auburn fans kept telling us about the freeze five, these wide receivers coming. I'm like, guys, your coaching staff is very unproven. You ain't developed no players there in years. You ain't had a first round wide receiver come out there in 48 years. There's no proof of anything for Auburn to they just won. They lost 7 games. You're going to be lucky to win 7 this coming season.
Yeah.
And I'd be darned if I wasn't right. Well, I'll be darned.
It's going to be hard.
But I picked Vandy to beat Auburn this year, and it still may happen. 6:30 ABC. Tennessee's at Arkansas.
I'll go and tell you, I think Tennessee will be okay, but that's going to be a good game.
It's a night game too.
Watch out for that. Arkansas's playing good this year.
Well, Arkansas has got that Ole Miss kind of front. They got guys up front that can play football. You notice how good the line is? Pretty good in the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, offensive line, defensive linemen. Ole Miss, they got a great looking line.
Oh, yeah.
They got some hogs. This is the Ole Miss Wake Forest game.
Ole Miss got some good players.
It's in the first quarter. They're only up 2 scores. Game day is going to be at California, the Bears, where Miami Hurricanes will be washing ashore to take on the Bears. That'll be at 10 o'clock at night on ESPN.
They're going around the Pacific.
And I will not be watching that game, probably.
I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I like Miami too.
Yeah.
Cal's not good.
No, I think they win.
Last one here. Auburn's at Georgia for homecoming for the Dogs. 3:30 on ABC. It'll be on right during the same time. Bama and Vandy, SEC Network and ABC. Bama and Georgia.
Well, I will say this. I think Georgia's not being ready is over with after yesterday. They woke up. They woke up too late. I think Georgia's going to be a tough team to beat the rest of the year.
I'll tell you this. I don't fully agree. I don't think they're that good. And I muted my mic a month ago and mumbled to you because I didn't want to say it out loud at the time. I just don't think they're that good.
You just don't think they're as good as in the past 3 years. I can go with that. But I do think – now, I'm not even sitting here saying I think they'll beat Texas. I still think they drop another one to Texas or Tennessee.
They'll drop both of them probably.
But I don't think there's going to be – I think they're going to play with a sense of urgency the rest of the year.
All you got to do is make Beck move around. Just make you move around. That's about it.
And they did not play. I mean, and Alabama come out on them. Hey, Alabama was good there at the first now. I mean,
Well, let me tell you why Bama was hitting those shots.
You can't say, Georgia. I mean, heck, they were out there on the field. They were trying. They're probably just shell-shocked.
Let me tell you what. Here's something else. Beck's throwing 30-yard bombs every play.
Yes.
Bama gets the ball. Kirby does what Kirby does. And he blitzes, and he blitzes, and he blitzes. And Milroe dodged it and dunked it and dinked it and dunked it and dodged it and ran. And he's like, okay, that didn't work.
So we got to quit.
And when he quit and he went to zone and he rushed 3 and spied 1, remember that number 4?
Yeah.
He was following Milroe. If he went to get a drink of water, boom, he was on him. And he did a good job just running him out of bounds. He couldn't outrun him,
No.
but he took good angles to keep Milroe from bending it enough to get up the sideline.
He did well on it.
So that tells me that I'm sure as soon as it happened about that second punt for Bama, they went, Sheridan was like, they've swapped it up. They're rushing 3 and they're spying 2 sometimes. Usually the first whole half nearly. Remember we was talking about it? Dude, they were stunting. Our line was picking it up.
Yeah.
And Milroe was dropping 7-yard dimes. And
oh, gosh. That one guy was so well open.
that's why it was 28-0, people.
It was unreal.
That's why. Because Georgia, Kirby, what hurts him is those running quarterbacks. And he adjusted. Him and Schumann got in there at halftime and said, okay,
we're not going to be able to do that.
That's not working. We are down 4 touchdowns.
Well, that's what sports is. It's adjusting to see
That's
what
the
works.
winners. That's who wins.
Yeah.
Who blinks first? I ended the show Tuesday night with that. Who blinks first?
But a lot of times at the end of the games, you'll be like, we should have ran that the whole game, but you didn't know that.
You adjust. And when they drop the zone, does Milroe have a problem reading zone, or can he play and throw the ball in zone? They sure didn't let him throw it down the field, though. Why?
Because he's deadly.
Why didn't Sheridan let him turn it loose in zone?
Oh.
Because they're playing out 2 and 3 high.
2 and 3. They had a safety over the top.
So instead of blitzing those guys, one linebacker drops out and covers this slot guy. One linebacker stays home, and they're rushing 3. So if we're rushing 3, that means there's 8. Right? And 2 in the middle, that leaves 6, right? So you got 6 guys in coverage. They could run a 6-man zone out there, and Milroe's going to try to throw into that. That's not his style.
Yeah.
So Georgia adjusted.
Adjusted well.
Bama's defense run out of gas in the third quarter because of those what I just went through.
They did.
That's the real breakdown of this game. That's what happened. Bama's defense had run out of gas. Kirby adjusted at halftime because his staff is great. But Bama jumped out on that head so fast, and Kirby didn't adjust earlier. If he'd adjusted about that second, but when it went 14-0, he went headset. Hey, we're done. No, we're getting out of that. It's not working. He shoulder dunked the linebacker blitzing him. And then he goes around the end and stiff arms Sparks, a first round D back.
Oh, yeah.
Draft pick. He stiff arms him in the face and puts him in the dirt.
He'll be starting somewhere in the pros next year.
Because the linebackers had no contain, they were blitzing. And if you play a guy down on the edge against Alabama, well, when you blitz off that corner, guess what the receiver's doing? Slant, quick, boom. They killed him.
And I will say this about Sheridan. He didn't fool with Starks much. He didn't go at him a lot. He did some, but not a lot.
He didn't play. He didn't have a great game. Really.
He's like, no, he's their best. We're going to stay away from him. I'm not fooling with him.
Hollywood give him a lot.
He did. But, I mean, he broke up that pass he knocked up in the air. I mean, that was great coverage, and Hollywood catches it anyway.
24-year-old man. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to work like that.
No.
Just physically.
No,
So,
and he only weighs 170 pounds. So.
But let me just say, a wounded eagle is dangerous. Auburn has I don't think they win this game.
No, I don't either.
But they have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
And I was right about them playing Jackson. Auburn, their third string guy. I said, why don't you just put him in there and run some Wildcat? They did it. Hit the subscribe button. Why are you not subscribed to this channel? When I say stuff and I'm right, why? And it didn't work out for them. When Oklahoma stuffed them on the goal line and turned that old boy, that hurt them.
Yeah.
They couldn't score.
No, I don't think they beat Georgia. I mean, they may play them good for a little while, but I think Georgia, especially being at home.
Look who Texas has got. Next week, they're off this week. You got Idle Monster. Look who they got next week. The OU, the Red River Shootout.
Always a good game, no matter what. Kind of like Alabama and Auburn.
Who wins that game next week? We'll talk about it next week.
I don't know.
Oklahoma's feeling they get all their guys back. Texas should hang about 40 on them.
Playing decent.
But their defense has been.
Yeah, their defense was intact.
Florida hosts UCF, the Gus Bus, after they lost to Colorado. And Kentucky's off, and they have Vanderbilt the next week coming back.
It'll be a good game.
So don't sleep on Coach Prime.
No, they're doing well.
They're hitting their stride right now. And for anybody that still wants to bet me a case of Coca-Cola, Colorado does not make the playoffs. Stop.
No.
Stop just running off the mouth. Trying
But I
to.
do think they'll have a
It's
better
like
record.
people try to say stuff like they're getting under your skin,
Mhm.
and you're laughing. You're going, "I know what you're doing."
Oh, well, man, I got a buddy that does.
I
that.
know, and I got people that think they can do that to me.
I mean, it's pretty funny. We always have a good time.
And I'm just shaking my head, typing on the phone, going, "No, Colorado's not going to the playoffs because their schedule."
Mhm.
Let me just tell you their schedule before my phone goes dead. Colorado has. Dana, check this out: Kansas
right.
State, Arizona,
That'd be a tough one.
Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. They'll be lucky to win 2 of them.
Say it one more time.
Darn it.
I think they need to be happy if they go 6-6.
Kansas State?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, I don't think they will.
Arizona? Mm-mm.
Be tough.
They just come off a hot win here.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, maybe.
Cincinnati's playing good.
Texas Tech, hadn't heard anything about them this year.
Win that one. They could win that in Cincinnati.
Utah, maybe.
Depends.
I don't know if Cam plays, maybe not, but who knows? Then they got Kansas, and they finished with Okie State.
I think it goes 7-5, 6-6 at best. 7-5 at absolute best. But I think he'll go to a bowl. I think Deion's going to be. He's going to be 11-14 after 2 years. Come on, man, give the guy a break. $11-14 after 2 years. That's not bad. 10-15, 11-14.
So the old Colorado hanging in there, and my phone just cut off. They're not going to make a playoff, and good luck to all our local teams, Dean, traveling.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gales will be at Ider, Cedar Bluff, travel
Pleasant
over
Valley.
Pleasant Valley. Coach Nix on there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Jonathan
Nix.
Yeah. And Spring Garden host Appalachian, and Center host Anniston.
2 interesting games.
Sandrock host Pisgah.
I think both of
good.
Both of them will get wins, but they're good matchups.
All region win. They need to win.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All three of this, Sandrock, Spring Garden, and Center, all need to lock it in. Let's get locked in, guys. And I'll see y'all back Tuesday night. We'll talk about a few of these college games. May have some more news about something.
Good.
All right, y'all have a good week.
Oh, and one more thing for you.
Yeah.
It's looking like we're going to have possibly 4 or 5 backs in this county rush for 1,000 yards, which is always a good thing. So,
yeah. Peanut Gallery, NIL, Juju Lewis just signed a $100,000 NIL deal for sports card. That sports card people that tried to get Seaboard, Thompson.
Yes.
Well, the Juju got the deal. Tennessee.
Hey, Falcons pulled out one today.
Yes.
2-2.
Steelers got beat, and the Saints did too.
Yeah.
Falcons beat the Steelers, which I'm not a big Steelers. You see all these flags behind us.
I've always liked Pittsburgh.
I just bought these because they were $1.
It's probably because of Scott Wright.
I got a Seattle
like
flag over here, and we got a 49ers flag. I'm a Joe Montana. We are because our age.
Yeah.
We love Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, and Roger Craig. Eagles. I've always kind of liked.
I've never been an Eagles fan. No offense to anybody.
Well, I really enjoyed watching Reggie White play.
Yeah. Never been a big fan.
The old game system, the old Segas, Reggie White fan. Shout out Tennessee for that, for giving us Reggie White. But Saints, Drew Brees and their run that they had there, I was okay. And you can see I don't know if you can see this mouse pad. See, it's a Saints pad too. So people look at me thinking, this guy's I'm not at all. This was $1, and this just covers up the table.
Yeah.
This is just for absolutely no reason at all.
He's not a Saints fan.
No, but now we do like the Raging Cajuns a little bit.
Yeah, they're good again.
They have the East Carolina Pirates. Got to watch them too. They're one of our favorite teams. So, good luck to everybody. And this weekend, good matchups this weekend.
Yeah, very good.
Geraldine hosts Collinsville. Shout out to Coach William. Y'all have a good ride up there. And Highland Home host Isabella. That was bad last year.
Mm.
Piedmont Locust Fort.
And game of the week. I mean, for Northeast Alabama.
Coach Short.
Not for our show, but for Northeast
Yeah,
Alabama.
game of the week will be Cherokee County Anniston.
Yeah.
I'll have some graphics up this week one day. And Tristan, I'll get you a shirt out there to you one day this week. And
congratulations, Tristan.
Yes. Thanks everybody for coming by and hanging out with us. Again, Tristan Brown, Big Diamond Player of the Week, Cherokee Counties, with 15 tackles, 93 yards on 16 carries, average about 90, about 6 a tote.
Yeah. Good job.
Yep, good job to just fill in and do your part. And glad we could get one to you.
I always heard he was a good back, and apparently he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to him.
Y'all have a great week. We'll get off here. God bless, and no rain this week, I don't think.
No,
I think the rain's finally clearing out.
Yeah,
I got soggy wet Friday night. Good Lord. I had to go get a coat. I nearly got bad wet.
Yeah.
Thank goodness Coach Bunn had a big old Cedar Bluff jacket in the car. Nice 3X. It was great. All right. See y'all.
Y'all have a good week.